Halo, halo, welcome to the stream. Sore kan? Ya, sore. Welcome. Hari ini kita nonton semifinal ESL 1 kan? ESL. Gue sampai lupa lagi. Clash of Nation, ya. Nama pertandingan Clash of Nation. Welcome. Semifinal, dan kalau Boom Esports masuk grand final, kita lanjutin itunya. Apa? WP-nya. Kalau Boom Esports nggak masuk grand final, end stream. Jadi apa, kehidupan live stream ini tergantung dari performa Boom Esports ya. Jadi silakan didoakan saja mau seperti apa. Ini piala ciki ya, kayak piala ciki itu kayak gimana ya? Itu istilah atau apa tuh? Piala ciki itu pagi, kenapa pagi anjir, sudah sore kayak gini, menuju maghrib ya, bahkan ya maghrib, atau ini udah maghrib? Welcome. Jangan lupa di like dulu ya guys ya. Ini kayaknya kita rebutan viewer anjir. Yang watch party banyak. Bahkan jenderal ada watch party. Kita akan terbantai sepertinya guys. Kayak angkat, oke, bentar. Ngomong.
Tes, halo.
Aha.
Oke.
Bentar, belum mulai kok. Masih ngomong-ngomong ini mereka.
Masih ngomongin sistemnya kayak gimana ya?
Tuh, apa sih namanya? Kalau kayak gini namanya apa sih namanya? Root, grass, bukan grass root, apa sih namanya?
Jadi apa, yokai?
Lupa. Di PC itu apa? Sirkuitnya. Sirkuit.
Gak tahu, nggak ngerti semua. Oke,
guys,
pokoknya intinya
panggil
mereka
teman-teman kalian
jelasin
ke sini
lah ya.
guys. Jangan sampai kita ditelan penontonnya sama jenderal dan teman-teman. Ini yang WP ini kayaknya banyak nanti ini soalnya.
Ya udahlah ya.
Minggu malas kai. Udah makan belum? Hah? Gimana? Maksudnya udah makan tapi belum mandi. Oke. Ini Fancy United versus Boom Esports dulu by the way ya guys ya. Abis itu kalau seandainya menang, yang menang di Grand Final ketemu Oasis Gaming. Terus yang menang dikirim ke Thailand gitu. Apa?
Oasis Gaming dari mana?
Oasis itu dari mana? Lupa lagi gue.
Dan hari ini juga.
Iyalah, hari ini semifinal dan Grand Final makanya.
Oh.
Dan makanya gue bilang gue bakal end stream kalau Boom Esports kalah.
Oke.
No Boom Esports, no watching lah.
Oke lah.
Oasis itu Filipina.
Oke.
Jadi Naos yang super timnya Filipina malah kagak masuk.
Oh, kalah sama siapa dia?
Dia dipulangin
sama
ya.
Itu udah apa, trying our best berarti
Iya,
kalahnya.
dipulanginnya sama trying our best. Trying our best kalah sama Boom Esports.
Benar-benar trying their best.
I mean, Blitz saset pak. Gimana?
Iya sih, ada bleednya ya. Tapi agak lucu sih, soalnya kayak trying our best pernah ketemu Boom, kalah ya mereka.
2 kali deh perasaan ketemu sama Boom,
Iya,
2 kali kalah.
Ketemu Boom, terus habis itu kemarin kan ketemu Boom lagi, terus kalah lagi ya.
Iya, ditaruh ke lower bracket, ketemu di lower bracket, kalah lagi udah. Gak capek live stream kayak hari ini, justru gue nggak secapek biasanya. Soalnya kan tadi kan gue nggak ada grinding tuh tadi tuh. Yang kemarin pas grinding tuh capek gue. Hari ini kan gue cuman itu debut pakai ISO gue. Nyobain doang, habis itu udah. Jadi istirahatnya panjang. Ini by the way gue ini ya, mungkin nanti ke depan gue bakalan otak-atik apa sih namanya, audio live gue, karena gue setelah gue perhatikan sepertinya audionya kayak sejernih yang gue pikirkan. Jadi nanti kalau seandainya ke depan ada yang berbeda dari suaranya, mungkin bisa dikasih input lah.
Ini kontrolernya Berserk, nggak salah.
Gak tahu, harusnya Berserk tuh masuknya sekarang tuh udah flex nggak sih sebenarnya? Hitungannya flex dia.
Bukannya kontrolernya tuh Morea ya kemarin?
Iya ya harus ya. Mungkin ini salah sih, kayaknya salah sih.
Ini ngaco banget.
Keripik kaca terlupakan. Apaan keripik kaca? What? Apa itu? By the way, jangan lupa di like dulu ya guys ya. 10 aja belum anjir, jahat banget.
Ini nggak capek ya mereka nge-cast mulu berapa hari?
Cuma mereka berdua deh yang nge-cast untuk yang
Enggak,
saya
iya,
qualifier.
casternya mereka berdua aja.
Ya, maruk sih.
Kasian.
Tapi masa satu hari cuma berapa game anyway, cuma 2 game terus sih. Jadi ya kuat-kuat aja sih kayaknya mereka.
Tetap capek nggak sih?
Iya, kalau duitnya ada mah. Capek juga dihajar.
Jangan lupa bawa makanan ya biar nggak bosan tuh mulut. Gue lapar tau, gue lapar dan gue ngantuk.
Ngopi lah.
Mana bisa? Lo tahu di bawah situasinya.
Masa nggak bisa ngopi sama sekali?
Enggak, maksudnya kalau saat gue turun kan nanti diajakin.
Oke.
Gue butuh ngecas baterai sosial gue capek. Padahal tadi gue cuman, jadi cerita tadi kan gue kondangan, gue udah kondangan by the way, gue kondangan tadi siang. Terus ya abis itu ada acara keluarga lagi gitu. Terus gue capek sekarang karena gue tadi pergi ya seharian.
Terus langsung live GGWP.
Terus gue tuh sendiri gitu loh. Jadi lo tau gak sih kalau lo pergi ke event kayak gitu sendiri dibandingkan pergi sama orang lain tuh lebih capek kan lo pergi sendiri gitu. Karena
ya lu kagak tahu mau nyirkelnya kemana gitu kan.
iya, maksudnya akhirnya gue circle juga sih, cuman ngobrol-ngobrol, cuman kan tetap capek ya. Jadi istilahnya sekarang gue ngantuk gitu.
Aduh mapnya sudah ada nih, Lotus, Split, sama Bind.
Tadi langsung sama Boom gue lihat tuh tadi sama mereka langsung di ban ya sunsetnya.
We'll have to
By the way, nonton Fnatic sama Cloud9 nanti itu ya.
For Fans United
berita
is
ya.
looking at the first
Grand
two
final
matches
juga
on
tuh Red
Lotus
Bull.
as well as Split.
Sudah 2-1 sih tadi. Gak tahu tuh menang apa nggak Cloud9.
It might actually go
Halo Lin.
either side. I feel like Lotus is going to be the best bet right now for Boom to really dig in against Fans United because they did struggle with their matchups, at least here in this tournament. They only got that dominating match against Dominados, but then up against Boom, it ended 13-9. Against Oasis, it ended 13-1 in the favor of their
Lah
opponents.
dia pakai itu, pakai merchant
Is marking
si Asurai.
in this
Ya, dia
map band that we
Filipin
have,
kayaknya.
at least the first two maps looking
Iya,
a little bit
Filipin,
good.
dia
Just
Filipin,
quickly
iya.
brush
Ya
up on Split. It did
Cuman
end up
lucu
with
aja.
Boom Esports up
Ngalang
against
lagi Kamin.
Fancy
Enggak sih kayaknya.
13-11. So at least just looking
Lu
at
mau
those
bahkan
numbers, there's a little
memperbaiki
bit
jam
more
tidur gak sih
Boom
sebenarnya?
centric
Gua lebih
things
mau
that could
memperbaiki
happen on the
audio
first
live
two
stream
maps
gua
rather
dulu.
than the last one.
Karena gue merasa kurang banget.
In my mind,
Gua belum menemukan filter yang cocok.
Favored.
Pop filter lu kali lu pakai pop filter gak sih?
Enggak. Jadi filternya tuh kayak apa sih yang kayak noise gate, noise suppressornya tuh kayaknya gua settingannya masih kurang pas sama suara gua gitu aja. Thresholdnya atau segala macamnya.
Fancy plays such a controlling aspect of it. They play the Astra and the Viper together. They're going to be playing, of course, the double duelist.
Nanti kayaknya gue bakalan kayak biasanya gue nyobanya tuh kayak gue live private gitu loh.
As well as the Omen Viper as per usual.
Jadi cuman gue doang yang bisa lihat.
Ways to control, and then you go back to this Lotus map, which Boom hasn't lost yet all throughout the year. So already the writing kinda in the cards for Boom Esports. Fancy though, the wild card here, Asurai, is for
Tuh
them
kan
to perform to the
kenapa
same
ya
level
tadi si
that they
Berserk
did
malah
versus
ditaruhnya
Boom
si
last time around,
controller,
rather than
Morea
that
malah
Oasis game.
inisiator. Gue agak
Oh yeah, I mean again, they don't want any shenanigans like that to happen. It feels like Fancy.
Hari ini bisa
still
record nggak ya?
has
Kalau
incredible
ini nggak
time
kemalaman
or
harusnya bisa kali ya.
incredible chance at making this
Satu aja sih,
work out
satu aja
well
cukup
for
dulu.
them. Just depends
Ya kan gue
on,
tinggal
at least
tinggal
some of
berdiri
the
doang kan.
other,
Ya mau
factors right
itu
now
mau
for,
yang
in
apa
terms of
skill
their
satu
players. I
ISO
think
dulu
Cruz
yang
was struggling
contingency.
yesterday as well. So
Okay.
if he can bring that A game, I think that's going to be huge because his matchup is going to be against Moria, who honestly, unless he's been brought out into a map where he can't use his
Halo Diki,
Omen,
welcome to the stream.
it's it really feels like Cruz has his work cut out for him. Now, looking at the composition real quick, it's about almost the same thing. Suka's going to be playing on his Cypher, which I do like because it does allow him to go for those lurks once again. And we did see how strong those lurks were when they were facing another team. I will double check on that, but I do remember how his lurks were when he was on that Cypher.
You know, I'm just thinking about right now is the fact that both teams love to run Omen Viper as much as possible. But the thing is, Fancy United, they haven't really shown that flexibility away from it. On the other hand, Boom does dip into that Astra territory, which we should see later on splits. And I do wonder what kind of matchup the controllers are gonna have
Apakah
right
ini
there.
akan menjadi match yang sulit
mastery
bagi
on
Boom?
the agent, but I feel like it
I
comes
mean,
down to the clutch.
yang nurunin
If
Boom
you
kalau nggak
don't
salah
have
Fancy.
really the pop-off
Yang
potential
nurunin
of
ke
Fancy
lower
United's
bracket.
Omen, right? Getting the exemplary
Iya sih
kills
benar.
that he was
Kan
able to
menang
do
satu
before
terus
on
mereka
Cruz.
kalah ya
It
dua
might be
match.
more
lupa
having
gua.
the advantage
Sorry,
coming
lupa.
into more clutch tense situations because
Menurut kalian
there is a
Lotus
bit
perlu
more
dua
of that raw
controller atau
firepower
tidak?
Fancy United is
Tergantung
bound
gaya
to
main
have
sih.
in the
Tergantung
backline of
strategi,
Boom. It's
balik
more of that
lagi.
orthodox set things up,
Tapi
knock
kalau
things
misalnya lu
down,
main
and
sama
just
Viper
play
ya butuh
calm
sih kalau
to
menurut
try
gue ya.
and
Ya, Viper mah selalu jadi
capitalize on
itu,
the
jadi
space
kayak
made by Famous.
tambahan
Well,
controller
words have
sama
been
sentinel
said,
gitu,
now
jadi kayak
actions must
tengah-tengah
begin.
gitu
Let's
Let's
tambahnya.
get it on for
Iya.
our lower
Soalnya
finals
jujur
match
aja
here
misalnya main
between Boom
Viper
Esports
doang
and Fancy
di
United.
Lotus
Again,
sendiri
another
itu
best of
menurut
three
gua
as they
defense-nya agak
try
kurang.
to claw their way
Defense
to get a
attacking juga
chance
kurang,
at the
defense
Grand
juga
Finals
kurang.
versus Oasis Gaming.
Yeah, Fancy
Itu kenapa
United
gue
in the
kalau misalkan
beginning-
main di Lotus gue
beginning
juga
the
nggak main
series,
Viper,
rather.
gue
Kan
mainnya
lihat
On
detekannya
the
dong,
attacking
pas
side, you
nggak?
got Boom on the defense.
Lu berapa sekarang?
And this is a
5,
bit interesting
4,
because for Boom,
3,
Tiga,
usually we
2,
see
1,
them loving to go for the attack, loving
Kayaknya gue
to
lebih
Iya.
cepat
just
kayaknya, dikit.
capitalize on that factor. That 12-0 versus trying your best still in our minds. Speaking of now, it's time for Fancy United to try their best to make their way towards Siege in with the entry, and Paranoia is the answer. Berserks though kept at bay. The smoke
Oh, nice.
keeping him to lane. Shiro
Sore Min,
finding
sore
the one. It's Boom
Nico.
already
Oh,
with the first kill, but Fancy United
Tapi
strike
kok ya,
back.
kena
Yeah,
kepala
they're
tuh
trying
ding.
to disrupt them
Aduh,
as quickly as
4v4
they
masih
can,
bisa,
maybe to
masih bisa,
stop,
masih bisa.
having a
Dan
Masa,
low,
pull.
ada low
iya.
yang banyak.
It is working
Masa,
somehow, and
Eh,
malah
gets the
kok
stun on the
anjing?
chin. The push comes out from
Iya,
Suka.
ada
At least
covernya
takes him out.
Suka.
That's gonna be perfect.
Kok
4 versus 2. But
gue
look at the
bingung
HP
kenapa
for
dia
Fancy
anjing
United
depan
there, or
situ.
bleeding here.
Lo enggak, anjingnya udah
Shiro comes into
benar,
the corner,
tapi
gets the
kagak
pick. Fish
expect
trading
ada
the
Suka
perfect
yang
timing, which he does. And Moria,
Budi!
gets the shots, has the bullets, does he have the time?
Budi for the
Absolutely.
clutch.
And this is what I'm
Let's
talking
go.
about.
Nice.
Boom's backline
Nice.
is just so
Nice.
fast.
Ya, toknya nggak bisa
Moria
gitu
weathers
ya.
the storm with 10 HP.
Nice.
Gue nggak bisa kayak apa?
And we see from Boom
Yang kayak
Esports,
bulat
even
gitu.
though they do let Fancy United and
Apa yang kayak
respect the
bulat?
space Jin
Kan dia
makes,
sebelum
No.
bilang
they
nice
already
itu
had
ada
that position
kloknya gitu loh.
towards Waterfall to capitalize on how Berserks was
Nggak bisa.
drawing them in
Apa?
into the hole.
Apa sih, cetokan lidah tuh lo, ngerti gak sih? Sebelum dia ngomong nice tuh meme-nya ada
They
kan?
push back, they get the kills, and
Kayak gitu.
they got
Do you get what I
very, very
mean?
close there by the bed.
I
but
guess,
Moria,
I don't know.
He's able to survive
parah,
and
kagak
win it
ngerti
out
dia.
to Boom.
Tidak.
Love the thought process there for Boom. We know Fancy's just
Sorry,
gonna,
Andika.
again, let all hell break loose onto the site. So what we can do is just try to disrupt them as much as we can. Help out Berserks, risk our lives, but somehow manage to be able to do it. Famous, speaking of Berserks, right behind
Tipu-tipu.
his partner there. As the rest
Udah,
of
yang belum
Fancy
like
backs
dulu ya
away.
guys
This
ya,
could
biar
be a
FYP
trouble
guys,
for
biar
Moria
rame
if he's
guys.
not careful.
Tuh,
Let's go, let's
guys.
go.
The flash just in case.
Kita harus berkembang terus nih
Nice.
WP-nya.
Nice pack.
Gimana kita mau official terus
Jin
kalau
falls,
tidak
this
berkembang?
stalls the
Waduh.
Fancy United offense
Waduh.
immediately. We're seeing it here from Boom
Siapa tahu kan
Esports.
di lirik
They had
kan,
that
wah ini
preference
tidak
to be
berkembang
on the
stream ini.
attack.
Ngapain
The
kita
start
kasih
of this
official?
map in this tournament,
Dan
they
gitu
used to
dong.
play defense a
So
lot
sad.
more, but them winning the pistol right now, it allows them to dictate the pace, and especially when they find Jin early.
That's really gonna hurt their chances right now. If they can maybe isolate an angle
Lo bacanya
here
nih
against
yes ikan apa
Berserks,
yes
that
I
could
can?
be possible. But look
Di
at just how
awal.
far they're playing back. They know that they have the
Yes,
numbers
I can.
advantage. They have that turret
Nggak seru.
and the noise made outside C just to secure that
So
orb
iya lu Kai
Udah
soalnya.
tahu lu, soalnya
Nah,
udah gue
boom.
bilangin.
of what could happen. Stun being set up already.
Waduh.
There's
Lah.
a push and
Sukanya ngeri sih.
It's overwhelmed. This is
Ini
perfect.
cyphernya on
Right
fire
step in
sih.
the right direction. Suka hits the
Waduh,
shot.
waduh,
Berserks might need to reposition.
No.
He holds on, gets another. and
Actually,
he will
nice,
get taken
nice,
down.
nice.
Actually,
Nice cover, nice cover.
How?
Understand that behind
Actually,
that
how?
Cyphernya
there still is
unbeatable,
Berserks
anjir.
playing the Guardian.
Cyphernya
He has brought
God
out
bot,
so
anjir.
many times in this tournament alone. NC slashing with the final taps.
Cyphernya kambing
Fancy
mode.
United
Tapi
doesn't
mahal
take
ya.
damage. It's Boom who gets another one here.
Mahal.
mentioned That's a couple of the weapons away from the hands of Boom
Ngeri,
Esports. But
sukanya ngeri.
what can you do?
Iya.
Fancy is just a team that's got that locked and loaded.
Taufik sampai itu
Fancy now gonna be
bengong.
able to get
Taufik
the
bingung.
rifles. They know that previously in the last round there was Berserks just kind of jiggle peeking on C long, so they might try to meddle once again here. Look at the positioning right now for Boom Esports. They're gonna explode outside of A, but I
masih
think
nol nih.
Fancy realizes too.
Ya,
So
sampai
they're just gonna
Mos.
try to go for the C
Dia
side
harus
first, where
mengejar
they're
ini.
a lot more comfortable in just
Soalnya
being
Mamos
aggressive.
tidak nyala itu sama
Boom.
dengan
They do go for the
Ketar
aggressive
ketir.
push, as you mentioned. Try and
Anjay.
take away that rubble, and the spike has been left
Ujung
behind
tombak,
here,
man.
Fancy United. So as soon as we get into the rifle round here, Fancy, they play the default, understanding the Boom does love to go for a quick rubble take as soon
Baru
as
bangun
possible.
lihat ginian gimana nggak
The
bengong
flash
min WKWK.
does come online to
Anjir,
get the
baru bangun
business
jam
out. So
jam
Mount
segini lu
Presence is
tidur jam
no
berapa, anjir?
famous dips in, but yes, I can have the angle protect
Habis ngalong.
Jin, who gets the orb. And the tendencies right now, the understanding of these two teams as Right Fancy, they want to funnel those
Oh, ternyata
orbs
di situ
towards
ada
Jin. That's why
ada
Boom
huruf
is
A-nya.
stationed like this to contest
Kayaknya.
at the moment's notice.
Di
Sure,
pilarnya
not making
itu.
any noise at all,
Iya, ada.
but that wall cuts him off from
Emang
his
pasti
own teammates, so
bakal
he's
ada
gonna have to
sih.
peek anytime
Iya.
soon.
Ya,
That
kelihatan
shoulder, though,
pundaknya.
From Fish,
Makanya
Don't
Viper,
advantage.
pundaknya jangan gede-gede. Jangan
Gak
dikasih.
bisa tuh kalau ISO lebih gede lagi.
Look at the positioning here for Moria. He's gonna try to push through
Nice
the
try,
wall,
Budi.
but it's all
Nice
for
try.
naught. There's gonna
Udah
be
main licik.
anti-slasher for some heroics, but that's
Jangan
gonna be
dikasih
just that.
pa.
Berserks work cut out for him. 5 versus 1.
Waduh.
Gadang semalam daerah rumah
Okay,
banjir.
they're gonna
Kemarin
Jin,
malam ada yang
gonna
banjir
power him
juga.
with the
Masa
showstopper
gue
charges,
nggak
which
tahu
I
itu
do
Jamal
like.
banjir beneran
For
nggak
now,
sih
again,
rumahnya?
it's all up to
Gak tahu
Berserks.
kayak kenal
As
tuh.
soon as Jin
Gue
has a
kenal.
Saya
showstopper,
gue ngeliat
it's
di
a
IG
fight that
story
they will
dia,
feel
terus gue kayak
very confident
Oh,
in taking
oke lah,
for
oke lah,
free
dapat
later
satu sudah.
on. Right now, Berserk's making his presence known. Suka trades it
itu
back.
beneran.
And Fancy
Mapic
United
siapa? Mapic
keep it
siapa ya? Ini
very
Mapic
calm
siapa?
by
Kak?
round
Lupa tadi
to
itu.
only lose a single
Gue juga
member. So
nggak
on the
tahu.
Jin
Kayak
watch,
boom deh, kayak boom.
you can see why he's struggling right now.
Boom.
There's getting that ultimate.
Jangan-
He
jangan
hasn't
dimulai.
gotten a single kill as of yet. He's being
Okay.
found by Boom early on. But maybe this round, if they can secure
Nggak
all
apa-apa,
the orbs
dua-duanya
or 2
race-nya
orbs
masih
plus
belum
the
pecah
spike
telur.
plants, they should
Anjir,
get the
dia lagi.
showstopper and turn the
Kenapa?
tides of a round where the rifles are out for Boom as well.
Ideally, that was.
By the way, guys,
that is
kalian
what
bisa
we're gonna be
bantu
looking
support
for, right? So
Watch
we'll just have to
Party-nya
see
hanya
how
dengan
that
like
kinda
ya, guys,
pans
ya.
out. Different
Tuh,
setup once
guys,
again
di
for
like.
Boom. They know that again.
Kalau
committing
kalian
too
nggak
much,
mau
all
yokai
their
bawel,
resources
kalian
on A
mendingan like.
might not be the best bet here as they try to fight for
Alah, kayak lo
C1, but
kagak juga.
Famous is gonna
Emang
blow
gue
up in
nggak
his
mau.
face. Has
Nanti misalkan
he's
gue
just down.
diem-diem aja nanti
That's the,
live-nya
quick pull on the
itu
trigger
mah
here,
kayak
quick
kita cuman
call for Fancy,
restream
just
aja
push
nggak
too
sih?
long. No, they're gonna cook the map once again. Play it a lot
Bisa.
slower and see where it goes.
Kebetulan kan
Baru
kita
tahu
bukan content
gue.
creator
Play
pemalas
Overwatch
ya.
right now for Fancy United.
Baru tahu gue boom bisa
Wait
main di Lotus
for
bukan
that
katanya
square
malah
to
kata
show
casternya ya
up in
mereka
the
belum
outlines
pernah
of Jin.
kalah di
And while this
Lotus.
happens, Boom Esports, they are
Ya, mungkin
So-
sejak boom baru
locations
kan
as much
kalau
as
boom lama
possible.
mungkin enggak.
They know something's
Jadi,
miss. Moving
mungkin statistik
into A.
lama sama statistik
Fancy
baru kan
slasher
beda ya.
now. Maximum
Iya.
cover, realizes the
Maksudnya
push
belum
on
pernah
is
kalah di pertandingan ini ya maksud gue.
Spam though.
Kill.
Well done and
Isinya.
well marked by NC
Indra
Slash.
keenamnya
Even
keluar. Ini opa-opa atau Joshua.
They're gonna
Indra
push up
keenamnya.
the tempo here. They still have a nade for Jin.
Dicek
Lu
gak
pasti
sih?
kagak tahu ya
They're
Indra
gonna rile
keenam
out
ada.
Boom here by opening that
Joshua
door
yang main.
just for the moment.
Tapi itu
Sure,
menurut
spotted as it
casternya ya,
comes
gue nggak
spikes.
tahu beneran atau
From the
kagak gitu.
stairs.
Tapi kalau
Not a
caster
perfect
yang ngomong kayak
smoke,
gitu
I think,
harusnya
from the
bener gak
attackers,
sih?
Unless they want to go for this B split where there's
30
no
seconds
utility
left.
whatsoever right now for Boom. But the timing. Okay, so they're going to be able
Lu
to
tahu
pick
kan
this
dulu
up.
sinetronnya Joshua Indra
Already
keenam.
coming in from Berserk as well as Moria. This could
Enggak.
actually go for a perfect pinch if they kind of
Gue
strike.
Well,
taunya
they have to make noise through the doorway.
sinetronnya Joshua pas yang dia udah gede.
And suddenly the
Udah.
flash gets the intel.
Udah
Agak-
usia
agak-
udah
Jin though
17.
wins the
Kelihatan
duel.
itu.
So it's
Mulai itu, udah mulai redup itu.
And Fancy United.
Iya iya tahu-tahu
They
orang
heard it
kan
coming,
dia
they
pernah
knew.
datang ke podcast
They
gitu
had
kan,
a
terus
chance
dia
to
cerita
double
pas
up on
syuting
it.
itu dia bahkan
Fisher,
nggak
though.
sengaja ngeliat
Ooh,
kameranya.
Shiro finds him first. And now he's all alone from the upper spots.
Boom Esports itu
Snake
tim
bite,
siapa?
though,
Tim
keeping
Gary
Jin
Ong.
away. Shiro watching out for the link angle.
Pertanyaannya loh,
Goes
tim
for the
siapa?
half. Is he gonna stick it Fancy United? Do they make it on time? Oh, just too
made it.
too late there from Jin. Shiro gets away
Anjir,
with the
dapet
heist of the
dong.
century in
Oh
that
my
round.
god. Why you
Just
guys
they got
not
in the
check
back.
Gua kalau
out?
jadi Seiren juga gue
The
stick
thought
gitu.
process was exactly
Bodoh lah,
the
bodoh
Pros
lah.
don't
There's
fake.
going to be a
Pros
swing out
don't
from
fake.
Jin, and
Pros
then Jin
don't fake.
with the microsecond mistake. It's all it took,
enakan
man,
pakai
that
don.
one extra like 0.01 second of not peaking fast enough.
Yo, halo
Us
Mia
against
yang
that
goceng,
round.
welcome.
Honestly, I was just done and dusted for Fancy here, but no.
Gue bahkan masih ingat apa lagunya dulu aja.
Incredible,
Indra keenam,
mentality there,
itulah
fortitude there for Shiro just to
julukan.
hold
Itu
on
gak
to the
sih?
defuse
Gue
on
lupa
the
lagi.
spike.
Kayaknya gitu
Gue
deh
nggak
nadanya.
tahu.
Esports.
Gue nggak
Indra
tahu.
I know what they
Keenam.
can get away with, and this shakes the foundations of
Semua
Fancy United.
menyebutku.
That was already such a strong round for them. Finally, we get the showstopper here from Jin. It's been a long time coming, and Boom Esports
Ow,
expects it. Not
dikelitikin.
only that, damage is done so
Udah
well onto Jin.
dikelitikin
He has
di-
to hide himself
makin
because of the
dikelitikin
turret,
lagi.
as well
Tinggal
as
18
the
tuh.
vulnerable state.
Iya makanya itu kena.
Dan mereka
kena
kagak punya
military
Sky.
semua anjir.
Dan dia kagak punya Sky juga. Jadi kagak bisa apa-apa
Doing what
juga.
needs to be done, and okay, snake bite now. Berserks watching out from the halls. Boom has to go for the retake.
Do they have any big utilities here to try to bring it back? Maybe if Shiro could get access to the site, he does have the Viper's Pit, which he actually is using right now on the entryway.
Okay.
I do like this. Yes, I can. It's going to be blind to the coverage of this
Nice.
one. And then if he can find
Iya,
something, this is
Pamos.
going to be huge.
Pamos
Now,
lagi itu kah?
as
Lagi
all
turu
hell
kah?
breaks loose. You can't see it.
Baru
He's
bangun,
still
baru
getting
bangun.
all of the value here. Very much, very near that spike to deny any type of just sneaking
Wah,
through
ente sih ini.
defuse. And it's all down to
Ente.
the slasher. Can he bring it back? And that's going to be a
Baru
solid no.
bangun dia. Kayak siapa tuh
Soon
tadi?
as the
Taufik
pick
ya?
goes down, NC Slasher was completely
Pamojin!
exposed. And Fancy
Pamojin!
United, they make it still
Ayo,
work. It
Pamojin!
got dicey when you saw
Pecahkan
Jin
telurnya!
just dying to the Killjoy utility. The Trailblazer also making sure that the rest of Boom
Pagi,
Esports
kenapa
could
pagi
find a
dah?
location towards holes.
Baru
But what
pada
happens
bangun
there?
berarti.
Fancy,
Yaudah,
they just set it
gimana
up well. They expect what's coming from Shiro. They handle it with the closer angles. And as of right now, they have 3 ultimates to spare. This is already such a good round coming the way of Fancy United if they execute right.
And again, they've just been doing this every single time, just seeing first where they are.
Ini karena
breaking
bednya nggak di-
utility,
nggak di-
maybe
nggak
even
di-upgrade
forcing a
gitu.
bit of those mollies.
Iya
so it's
kan
easier
katanya
to manage the
tidak
push
boleh
as well
ya.
as the post plan.
Prime Karambit
Yes,
di
Haram gitu.
upgrade.
You're absolutely right. They got
Hukumnya.
everything in their hands, in
Iya.
their pockets. No need to rush things. They've been doing this for the past couple of rounds now.
Baru map
It's
1
worked
kah
well
ya,
for them,
baru
so there's no
mulai.
need to really mix things up at all. Unless
Amos
they're
Jin harus
such a big,
main Judge. Bisa
really
jadi.
big mistake from Fancy United.
Dimulai dari baby stepnya
hovering on
Judge
to
dulu
mid.
kali ya.
They might not want to go for the push onto the
Di
seaside
sini
'cause
hujan
they know
dari
how
pagi
kind of
sampai sore
tricky
min, dingin banget,
Boom
malas
can play
mandi.
there. So
Tapi hari
straight
ini emang
double
itu
satchel
sih
onto aim might
mendung
be a good option
gitu,
right
jadi
now
udaranya
for
nggak
Fancy.
sepanas itu, agak adem.
Fancy's moving here towards.
Gue tadi juga ada
site
acara
now.
keluarga,
Got
gue kira
NC
outdoor
Slasher
kan, gue udah khawatir
holding on to
duluan, gue
tree.
takut
What you
kehujanan
have to
di
take
luar,
note
terus
is
untungnya
Boom
nggak
is
hujan.
on an eco right now. Besides some cheeky picks, it's gonna be
Di sini
very
hujan min,
difficult for them to go for the
akhirnya
hold.
setelah kekeringan yang lama,
Spam
iya.
kah?
enak
Pohonnya,
banget.
pohon
NC
gue kalau
Slasher
jadi
blending in with
gua
the
tuh paling
trees and
seneng
the boom
nge-spam
pod. Doesn't
bagian
actually
ini.
find him. This might
Paling suka gua
actually
buka
work
pasti
out
gua
for NC
tembakin di pohon.
Slasher, but never mind. Jin wisely just navigating on through 2 picks though from Boom Esports.
Lagi itu,
That's
lagi
a back
itu.
sure, but Fancy, this is their side to take. It's up to Berserks
Iya.
right now in the 1v3. Can even find any picks, so that's the question. The screen goes up. Berserks on the other side. Bruce is isolated.
Kok
Classic
kenceng gitu?
Gila.
Bisa nih,
Classic
winnable, winnable.
goal. Oh, tapi
Winnable,
udah
tapi-
low.
Berserks now
It's
suddenly.
all down.
The
Komit
tide's third,
tapi
and
ada
you mentioned
ulti,
it.
rolling
The lockdown
thunder. Dibuka
begin
kah?
to play. Yeah, yes I
Dibuka,
can.
bro.
Though, waiting for someone to come his
Lari.
way. Try to go for the wall
Gitu,
bang,
anjir.
but now his
Di
position
respect, anjir.
exposed into
Babang Berserk
drop
di
he
respect.
goes.
Udah tahu lagi posisinya. Di ulti
They're
dong.
respecting the space Berserks is making.
your
Ball point
pit.
though. Baited out after
enggak,
the
Din.
tap.
Gak di ulti
Still
bahkan.
no swing as Berserks is running out of
Ternyata
time.
tidak di-respect
Fancy trying
begitu.
to play it calm, but they're going one by one, and because
Let's
of it,
go.
Berserks with the barrage. The
Gua
3K
kira bakal di double
there.
pick,
It's gonna be
anjir.
close, but Boom Esports,
Saya double
they
pick
made
hitungannya,
magic
tapi
happen in the round to clutch it
Kayaknya
out.
kepikiran kanan
He
gitu loh.
should definitely have time
Dipikir
for
lewat
that
kanan Berserknya.
defuse.
Ternyata masih di
That
kiri.
I was actually
Iya.
thinking, does Official still
Lah di
have
gue
any
hujan
snake
malah
bites to
tetap
even just
aja
throw
panas.
it?
Ada
They're
tuh
a
yang
little
kayak
bit
gitu
more
karena
comfortable
mendung,
saying,
terus
"Ah,
udaranya
he's not
malah
really
kering.
diffusing it."
Ada.
So no, they had to
Lagi
check
sama
it
Min
one
Fuyu,
by
iya
one,
lagi
and
sama Min
Berserks,
Fuyu.
Such a mastermind
Gak apa-apa, gak
of
apa-apa.
setting up these
Gendong dulu Berserk.
mental
Famous
traps
kadang-kadang emang
against
slow
Fancy
start sih
United.
dia.
And that's the second time we've seen both
James
Fierce
jago
Icon
banget.
and a
James
teammate
siapa?
just
Nama siapa yang James?
fall down to the shenanigans of Boom
James.
Esports here through such
Iya James.
a 3v1. How does Berserk make it
Berserk
happen?
namanya bahkan Rizky.
Just your patented
Masih
Berserk
kenapa
swing
James?
around. We've seen it before on this map. with the Guardian, if I remember correctly.
Min
We
Kai,
see
T1
it
menang
now.
3-0
Just from a
barusan.
classic
Kenapa
alone,
T1 anjir?
and he
Kenapa
uses
T1?
the
Padahal tuh
setup
tadi
of
minta
Fancy
kabarnya
United
Fnatic
against
sama
them, that
Seiren tadi
isolated
di Red Bull
duel,
yang homegrown
giving them
gimana
that
tuh?
chance. Now Fancy, they're playing here towards Rubble, making that noise. Boom. On the other hand,
Oh,
they're
gitu.
very
Kurang
Oh,
ngikutin
oke.
saya
that
Higon.
one.
Oh yeah, they're edging their
Kalau Boom Esports
map
kalah
control
masih
ever
live
so
kagak?
closer, even
Katanya
though they're on
sih
the defending side.
enggak.
Shiro,
Katanya sih
they
enggak.
left the door open and he gets the bombastic kill.
Penting main
Lol,
kalau gitu.
Bilal.
Fancy into the site.
Di lol yokai.
Observer,
Itu mah game
observer.
sebelah.
Observernya nge-lag aja.
Thus
Di situ
settles 3
mulu.
versus 2. One playing at the back of the side, that's going to be NC Slasher, but
Di
he needs
ulti
to
lagi.
look
Di
for
flash lagi.
Steaming first
Gila.
berserk.
VCT kapan dah Min? Bulan apa? Bulan Januari deh tahun depan udah mulai setahu
Harusnya
seingat
ya.
gua.
Game as he doesn't know where the other player is, but they need to start.
Jadi kalau
closing in.
VCT-nya
Yeah, Viper's
awal
bet
bulan udah
online.
mulai, gua
The
kapan
Fancy
full kami ya?
United, they're just
Ya udah pulang
utilizing
kampung
the
aja.
cover to
Pulang
scare off
bentar.
Boom Esports. This hold looking very deadly. The Trailblazer.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
but Berserks, he's gonna be able to
Berserk.
actually.
Berserk
Paranoid
lagi,
gets
last man
connection. Berserk's
standingnya.
very low right
Ya
now
dong.
thanks to the decay and Fisho only needs a
Iya.
single
Ya,
bullet shot
kelihatan,
to
kelihatan.
target and flicks on over at the right time. Better teamwork here for
Anjay,
Fancy.
masih
itu. T9 dua-dua katanya tuh.
Map 5 anjay. Padahal tadi
That was a
Cloud10
lot
udah mau
more concise
memimpin
for
tadi gue lihat
Fancy
di map
United. That's what they
ke-4.
wanted to see transpire there in that
Vulkan
push.
sambil nonton VCT di perjalanan
Famous
kayak
not
di
being able
pesawat
to
tuh
get that
bisa
showstopper
sambil
kill
live stream
on
ya?
Fisio
Enggak, masalahnya
was
kalau live stream
pretty
kan gue harus
huge
bawa
as
segala
well.
macam
Thought
equip
they
kan.
might
Masalahnya
be
gue
able to
kagak
Enggak,
bakal bawa.
maksud
Non-connection
sambil di perjalanan ya gimana?
definitely
Emang
cost Boom
di pesawat
a lot
bisa tuh sambil
of
live
the
stream.
struggle,
Gue kagak bawa
the power
itu juga,
struggle that
kagak
was
bawa
happening on that A site.
perlengkapan gue ada di sini
Quickly into
juga.
the stacks with Boom Esports not really having too many options on defense with these just pistols.
Kayak
They're just
Pepper
gonna
X,
rush in once
kenapa
again.
nggak main di
Fancy
event Red
though,
Bull ya kan?
they're just
Nggak
gonna allow
diundang.
them to do so
Ya kan
as they
diundang,
committed
kan?
so much of their utility here. Could get crazy.
Nanti
Sama
mainnya di
kayak-
Predator
Bloody.
League dia.
Both teams, or rather, excuse me,
Iya
Fancy
iya betul.
deciding to just back away
Soalnya
from
kayak
them.
Yeah, it's a
Riot
strong counterplay
One
from Boom Esports to
event
put
yang
up the
tahun
one-way
ini ada
setup
juga, tahun lalu kan
with
ada yang bulan
Moria.
Desember di
It
Jepang
does
tuh.
force Fancy
Kemarin
United
ada
to
sih Pepper X di
rethink
Jepang itu.
plans. And
Itu
it's a
Pepper
problem
X di
here for Boom
Jepang.
Esports because they're putting so many
Tapi
numbers
tahun ini
into
kayaknya nggak
lobby.
diundang deh Pepper X.
It's all
Jadi
up to
kayak ya
Berserk
emang
to try
undangan
and
aja.
hold towards the side. He already evacuates,
Ya mungkin
knowing that
deal-dealan
only
juga
a
gitu loh.
retake is possible.
Mungkin karena
Boom
udah masuk
Esports
Predator
ada
League misalnya.
reformasi.
Jadi mereka
Nggak
coming into the
ada.
round, so Fancy
Jadi
Revolusi
misalnya
udah
mereka udah
bukan
masuk
pro
itu.
player, dia sekarang content creator for RRQ aja.
Aduh ini gue ngomong tuh juga ngomong
Qualifier
gimana
is
sih?
right there.
Oke,
They should
sorry.
know something's
Ya,
up
lalu.
here.
Never
They are
mind.
smartly backing away while they try to scan for berserks if they can. The pressure
Bisa
is
kok
on
pesawatnya
for
kelas
berserks to keep
bisnis free
himself
wifi. Lu
contained.
mau bayarin
Zuka's
karena
gonna be into the
Ah,
corner.
iya.
There's
Enak
TP
banget
for Moria
ngomongnya.
as he tries to get in a little bit
Oh,
closer to
Lambene loh.
Zuka. Not gonna get tripped up this
Lambene
time.
iso
It's his time to shine.
Terus
Finally
Enteng
shut
ya.
down.
Pesawat
Berserk
turun
also
dari
gets
pesawat
another
terus
one.
habis itu gimana
But
ya?
Fancy, they're
Masa
covering
end
all their
stream?
bases. They're not
Lambene
allowing
enteng,
Boom
Cok.
to really get more than just the one pick. It's all about the punish. It's all about just
Oh itu tuh
incorporating a lot more
invitational
control
ya
onto that
jatuhnya
map,
event
which
Red
they're
Bull.
able to do
Kebanyakan
so,
yang kayak
even
gini
though
tuh
they lose a
invitational
little bit of
semua nggak sih?
their roster.
Ya
Yeah,
kebanyakan.
they have to be a bit careful in those kind of situations.
Kalau yang ini qualifier tapi
Boom picks
ESL.
up a rifle or
Cuman
Ada
two.
yang
si-
qualifier.
It does
Cuman si
become more
Talon
of a
doang.
trade rather than
Soalnya
just
kan
a
kayak
one-way
tim
sweep.
tuan
So
rumah
Fancy
gitu loh.
United, it's
Oh,
still a
gitu.
good
Thailand
round
kan
for
dia,
him. They're
Talon.
able to tie things up. From what we've seen so far, this is a decent start here
Ini
for Fancy
Lotus map
United.
pick siapa,
I feel like for them
Kai?
though, they
Nggak
want
tahu,
to
kayaknya-
get even
kayaknya
more
Boom.
rounds from this.
Kayaknya boom.
A win condition probably like 7-5, 8-4 moving forward because Boom Esports, they favor that attacking side, which we will get on the second half. They're
Ya
gonna
udah,
get even
Bangkai sama
deadlier,
Kafuyu.
and Famous is still
Anjay,
ahead of
pro player
Info in this
ML,
half right
anjay,
now.
Briel.
2-8.
Boleh,
Acara
silakan.
scream
Maybe
tuh.
they'll make a
Semoga
change. Showstopper,
semoga
they'll start
lancar
things off.
mainnya dan tidak
They
kalah.
really love to give Jin all
Kalah juga
of
nggak
that
apa-apa sih atau
showstopper
menang ya.
charges just so
Scrim
they
yang
can
penting
keep
kan belajar ya kalau
using
scrim
it.
tuh ya.
And
Oh,
who
gitu.
Coba-coba
wouldn't,
strategi
right?
pada
Getting that
akhirnya ya.
few charges
Scrim
there
apa?
early on.
Scrim tuh
For
kayak
Jin.
semacam sparring lah ya hitungannya.
Still no catches
Oh,
with
yang
it just
kayak
yet, so it kinda
satu
stops
jalur
Fancy
doang.
for the moment.
Mana sih
They
kok satu
try to get
jalur?
hard push
Nggak
on
tahu
the mid
gua
stairs.
nggak-
Oh shit!
gua udah lama
Might get caught by
nggak
NC
main
Slasher, but that was a
Udah.
futile mistake for the Boom player.
Yeah,
Kocak
NC
lu.
Slasher just out there and out of the round. Famous though.
Scream tuh teriak ya. Udah iya Scream tuh teriak.
He
Iye.
knows that there
Buat
is a
latihan.
chance to make this work.
Sparring antar. Iya gue kan
Poison
gue nggak
Cloud, of
tahu
course.
nggak main MOBA.
Obscuring the vision. Fancy
Screamnya
Itu
di
mah
rank
bukan
kok bangka
scream, kalau
itu.
ranknya- kalau di rank itu namanya
the man who controls the
stuck,
walls.
udah.
He will drop it at the wrong time.
Kalau lu
Famous
scream mah sama
there.
tim lain.
Able to get that kill. The Boombots meet. Jin knows upper has presence.
That thing's not gonna stop the deep views from happening.
Kira-kira monyet main role apa ya? Soalnya kan di Perex masih ada something. Maybe.
Getting catch on the Jin, that's
I
gonna be
don't
huge.
know.
Getting tagged,
Can-
tapped,
maybe.
and dropped by
Probably.
Cruz. 3 versus 3. They get closer onto the site.
I mean dia
Still
bisa
is a
dua
lot of
role
force
sih
plan for him
sekarang,
to
jadi ya
work with,
sebenarnya
but
bisa
that
pindah-pindah
drill
aja.
that is giving away
Ya
all
nanti
the
kita
positioning
tunggu
from the
aja kan
defenders.
Januari tinggal
Now they know
berapa,
something's
2
up
bulan
here.
lagi.
Now
Tapi
they
kayaknya
have to
nggak bisa
start
juga
charging
sih.
in.
Main
The
first pasti
Aftershock is
controller mati
already
sih.
utility just to kind of slow things down and really
Okay.
stop Boom from ever setting foot into, or rather
Ini
start diffusing
gimana?
that spike.
Kenapa malah
Can Moria clutch this or even just save that operator? Looks like that's gonna be a no as he tries to just save himself from all of the shenanigans that Fancy have been throwing out.
Yeah, Fancy
Tren
United.
yang gue tahu tuh janjian
the
sama
way
tim
that
orang
they
lain
adjusted
gitu loh,
the
bukan
retake is a bit
artis stuck di
reminiscent
ranked,
to
maksud gue tuh
previous
gitu.
encounters on this map. One point of power that they have there is Yes I Can playing into the middle. We've seen him peek
Time
and
out.
use that angle for strong utility with the aftershock, with the flashes, with himself getting that second in after the peak from Link. And it does feel like Fancy United is bringing out the playbook at the right places and at the right time. A beautiful transit to move from A to B. Yes, they lost the Viper along the way, but his job was done as soon
I
as
mean kalau
everyone
mereka
got to cross
pakai monyet
towards B
S
side.
neon sih, hangar sih.
Too.
Seandainya
Again,
mereka pakai
you
ya.
just see how
ya could
Walaupun
be.
sayangnya takutnya ya,
willing
monyet
Fancy
kan udah
is
lama
to
kagak
go for
main
those
neon nih.
rotations.
Apakah dia
Boom.
masih segacor itu
Now
neonnya?
needing to
Itu kan
adjust.
pertanyaannya.
Kind of just going back to what you said, you know,
I mean,
when that round started.
Zaman
Famous has
zaman dia
been
pakai neon di
just
Indo
cold
aja
this
bahkan.
entire game. Yeah, he gets he
Tapi
gets the
gerakan
one pick
dia
for the
masih nyebelin
operator,
sih
but
menurut
that's
gua,
not
melihat
enough to
sangar,
stop them.
emang
In
gila
fact,
tuh
they're
orang.
already,
Iya makanya
dengan
jadi
umur
ya maksudnya
semuda itu.
kayak
completely
kita
rotated
tunggu
Makanya
aja
kayaknya
siapa
that
tahu.
B-side already
Pemain
starting
paling
to,
muda deh di VCT deh
plant in
kayaknya.
that spike.
Iya,
You can really
maybe,
see
I
Boom
guess.
Esports' ability to punish Fancy here has
Lulus aja belum
really
dia.
gone down in percentage. So what's going to be the adjustment right now for
Lulus
Boom?
aja belum.
Are they going to
Lulus
try
SMA aja,
to
tapi dia apa
peek out
homeschool
Fancy
sekarang
with the
katanya.
first time they did this?
Ya
At least
iyalah
on
mau
C1
gimana
as an
misalnya dia
example,
kerjaannya
it
kayak
actually blew
setahun
up in
bisa
their
pergi
face with
terus gak
Cruz
sih itu?
finally
Iya.
famous once again. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a little dangerous, yes, for Boom Esports because Fancy United, they still have that breach.
Iya
Iya,
beda
yang biasa
kan, kalau lu
dipakai.
main duelis apa gacor di ranked sama gacor di turnamen beda bro.
The defenses here of Boom Esports.
Whole
UI yang
different
biasa
level.
dipakai di
Now,
VCT.
the tripwire for the anti-flank, the
Kai.
camera,
Hah?
waiting also to see
UI yang
some of
biasa
these
dipakai
angles.
pas VCT apakah
Boom has
harus
a different
izin atau
plan.
apa
This might
gitu?
actually
Ya
enable
harus
Kayaknya
saya
itu deh.
kan.
Kalau yang model Red Bull gitu kan kayak official gitu kan, VCT off season gitu kan.
Semuanya pasti off season ya, pertandingan off season tuh semuanya pasti official. Kalau menurut gue ya.
Tapi mungkin ada yang dapat izin, ada yang enggak. Makanya
Tapi
ESL
kayaknya
aja
kalau
kan enggak.
misalkan
Tapi kayaknya
kalau
tergantung dari
misalkan
IO-nya nggak sih, lebih kayak IO-nya nggak sih?
Ya pokoknya kalau misalkan
Slashers
bukan
gets
atas nama VCT,
Flushed out there too
kayaknya
for the
enggak
positioning
gitu
on
loh.
Ben. That's
Jadi
gonna
kayak
be huge. Even though
Ngerti nggak sih
I was
maksud
about to
gua?
say, aren't they
kayak
Ya,
bukan
nggak
atas
ngerti.
nama Valorant
Still
yang
workable
ngadain
for
langsung
Boom
gitu loh, ngerti nggak sih
Esports.
maksud gue?
Fancy stick together. Suka.
I mean Red Bull kan
Gonna
pakai
find
UI
Berserks.
VCT yang kemarin.
And we're just looking at
Oh, okay,
ourselves a
UI
4 versus 1
Red Bull ya, Red Bull ya.
clutch. If he can.
I mean dia
for
aja
Shiro.
di streamkannya di itu di
He
Valorant
was
Champions
reading
Tour.
the A rotation.
kan ya.
Oh.
While Suka gets
Yang
to pick
Pacific
up
kan.
onto Berserks, he just allows his teammates to go back on that
Tapi
team
kalau
side,
di Twitch kan di
group
Red Bull sama Red Bull
up.
Japan.
Shiro is none the wiser. This is perfect for Fancy. Now they can position themselves more efficiently in this situation.
Yeah, Fancy has
Lagian
been
tuh udah
having
lama sih mereka
a
ini
relatively
kalau nggak
strong
salah Red Bull
round,
Homegrown tuh
all
udah yang
things
keempat ini.
considered. It just was honestly two
Udah pertandingan
blunders that
keempat.
has kept this game as close as can be. That one time where you had Shiro just get away with the defuse right in front of the setup of Fancy United. The other time when they dropped down 1-by-1 versus Berserks. But Fancy United has done a stellar job all throughout this map for taking these sites, even with the early struggles of Jin. You'd have players like Yes I Can to actually get in there. You have players like
Vipernya bengong.
Fisio popping off.
Ini kenapa
You also have
observernya kayak gini
Cruz
banget?
especially making impact. to be
Observernya
your
prakerjaan,
second fragger
anjir.
alongside Jin.
Observernya
It's so effective here for
kocak-kocak
Fancy
gaming
United
juga
right
nih.
now on how they handle the attacking side that it's really been
Tapi itu
problematic
asiknya
for Boom
nonton
just
pertandingan yang
because
lebih
the
kecil
usual
bukan
ways to
VCT
hold off their
kayak
opponents
champion
Apa
atau
kayak Liga
master
Game
gitu.
dikasih gimmick-gimmick?
Observernya ngakak
Ways
anjir.
Famous just not
Kayak Liga
really
Game
getting
dikasih
that impact
gimmick-gimmick
that he's
gitar listrik.
hoping for, right?
Gitar listrik,
And
api.
Boom
Ada Jin Ifritnya itu.
have gone into the point where they're trying other things to create that tempo for them.
Ada
Where
si Pak
usually
Budi,
Berserk is
anjir.
what is famous that puts them on that pedestal.
Iya bahkan
Berserk,
kayaknya
the
kalau
10 kills
seinget
that
gue
he's
tuh ada
gotten,
yang
it's not
sawer
because
buat cuman
of the
buat
initial
Pak Budi
contact,
minta
it's him getting those
transisi
clutch situations
gitar
from
listrik gitu
earlier
terus
rounds of the first
dikasih.
half. Now they're gonna
Iya,
try to at
dikasih.
least go for a setup here.
Akan
Famous
dikasih sama
playing
transisi
a
Pak
lot more
Budi.
farther back roll when Moria clears himself up. based on the
Nanti
positioning,
makin
look
gacor,
where
makin
Fancy's
makin
looking
banyak
for
apinya
that.
aja.
Nowhere near
Emang iya?
Boom B.
Iya, apinya tuh awalnya
Famous,
cuma
oh my
kayak
God,
dikit
he is
doang.
in a really,
Terus nanti makin
really
gacor,
good
apinya dari segala arah.
Boom this time around with the TPs and the setup of Famous. They're trying to play into the expectations of Fancy United. Double back on it to look
Ada
to
menjelang
burn
malam, Bang.
utility
Iya,
along
sama-sama
the way.
atas.
But in
Atas
essence,
dulu by the way.
Fancy
By the way, yang
United
like dulu ya.
Sama-sama.
and they make sure that it's as clear as possible. Now they assess the numbers and the players themselves towards A.
Baru mulai ya Min kayak udah hampir mau half.
Implying that
First
presence.
half udah mau
The problem is,
habis.
Trailblazer only got that single player to scout out, Suka. Other plans to move into C.
Jangan lupa di like dulu ya guys.
Awaiting them.
Nanti yokai bawel minta like terus.
Oh, the
Alah,
timing
juga
is perfect.
sekarang.
So the Rolling Thunder is there, but the lockdown will
Mendingan dibawelin
honestly
yokai
scare
atau
off
gua,
Fancy
ya
United
udah
from
pilih
this point
gitu.
on.
Ya lu lah pasti.
100%. There is no spot on that site where they can just keep themselves safe.
Udah langsung
Halo, Min,
kalah.
Kai.
gitu.
Because Jin really
No.
have
30 seconds
66.
left.
It's even
Saya
slower
malah
now,
nonton
right?
Pacific Tour
And everything bounced on
C9
the
versus
official alert.
Fnatic.
Officials
Info
getting in
ya
there
skornya
through
berapa?
the clouds.
Gak apa-apa,
Yang menang
nonton aja
siapa?
gak apa-apa juga.
Staircase, but this is the last ditch
Dua
from
tap,
Fancy
tap.
United.
Dua tap terus yang dengerin yang mana tuh? Waduh, yang kanan.
Giving up a bit of that space. Moria on the inside, though, waiting for the time,
Yeah.
waiting for the swing, and it will be a 1-for-1 for now. So the plant should go down.
4 lawan 4,
Fancy
4 lawan
United
4.
still make it
Sabar,
there.
sabar.
Smoke's dropping.
Wah,
Oh.
B flanknya tuh
Jin,
besar tuh.
it's going to be so crucial for him to get this pinch. Might not even need to because Cruz is lighting it up.
B flanknya,
The rest of the
kan?
Boom squad.
B flanknya
There
astaga.
it is. No more pinch. All about the push.
Begitu
We're down once again to Berserk.
sulit.
Sulit,
Berserk ya,
sulit.
Miracles,
sendirian
positions,
lagi.
these Opportunities.
Tian
Hari-hari
As
sendiri.
he's been locked down as that camera spots out ever positioning near that spike.
Ya,
Berserk will have to just be
Ya nggak bisa juga tuh, udah dari 3 arah itu.
Dari
Not
pantai.
be able to convert that one as he drops.
Ya masuk ada cyber, dia keluar ada 2 orang itu.
Yeah, and this is proof that Fancy United
halo
can play to
halo.
this level.
Yang baru
Yesterday was a big
datang.
misstep
Halo, sore Ren.
in their performance in the tournament. Today is a new day, and it's a familiar foe that they've beaten before. There's confidence right now for
Ya,
Fancy
itu kan
United.
sebenarnya
as
konten juga
they
gacor
make
sih.
the
Gua liat tuh
execute work.
Oxy
That was
sih.
so very close.
Apa,
Fisher,
player
though,
barunya tuh gila,
performing
ngeri banget.
up to the task to make that space.
Pemain muda,
The fact that they
ngeri-ngeri.
cleared out Moria
Aimnya.
before they could Moria could actually kill
Berasa
the one
tua ya,
putting that
Kai?
spike
Oh,
down.
saya sudah
was the
bilang
biggest
itu sejak
clutch
awal.
of them all here for Fancy
Sejak
United.
channel ini dibuat saya
And
udah
it
tahu.
goes to show Fancy. They know how to play
Perlu
this
diingatkan
map.
lagi.
The fault line's the answer from Berserk, so breaks the camera early on. An immediate response, just a single tap. Fancy on point with the reflexes right now.
Sebenarnya menurut gue yang agak jadi
Here comes the
disadvantage-nya
Nggak
Viper
kelihatan Zero, the invisibility.
Ya agak menurut gue yang jadi disadvantage-nya Viper
Tapi kena dikit sih.
ultinya agak bingungin cara pakainya gimana menurut
Apa
gue.
itu?
Massive
Ngomong apa?
damage.
Ultinya Viper.
onto Fisio.
Kenapa bikin
And
bingung?
somehow Shiro
Agak
makes
susah.
it work.
Menurut gua.
Positioning
Itu
what
Viper main
bravado
ngomongnya.
to just stand
Hah?
in the
Lah,
back of
kan
his
gua nggak pernah
opponent
main
and
Viper di Lotus.
somehow managed to
Ya
pick that
udah.
up.
I think he's just pretty calm, honestly.
Min, gimana tanggapannya soal rumah
That's
Soul 2.0? Ya
I
kalau
didn't
mau
get
keluar
shot.
ya silakan.
Someone else is gonna
Enggak ya
die.
silakan juga.
Probably not
Tapi
me.
kalau
And
Soul 2.0 keluar
now the
yang
Viper's
kayaknya
back online.
Ruination juga
Got
keluar sih.
Boom here.
Ruination 2.0.
Searching
Ditembak
for
Berserk nih.
Fisho.
Ditembak Berserk nih.
Good angle for
Anjir,
Berserk, but
sak.
Fisho actually spots him first.
Kok bisa?
This is fortunate that Shiro
Viper
go for
di
the
Viper
trade.
Speed itu Viper main di Viper Speed
Running
itu
on out here for
udah
Fancy
kebiasaan
United.
ngeliat ijo-ijo semua.
We'll try
Kok
to go for the
bisa?
re-hit towards C.
Begitu ngeliat
But
merah dikit langsung ditembak.
still-
Ya kalau merah,
Would
kan
Shiro
kita nggak tahu
still
tuh ungu.
sticking around
Ini
on
kan
the
merah karena
background.
observer yang lihat.
Iya,
Kan
maksudnya
kelihatan
ya.
lebih kelihatan kalau
Again,
ungu.
right? But look at how low both of the players
Nice.
are here at this
Nice.
moment. Again, a
Lah,
hair,
Lagi
tiba-tiba yang
main
ini babay.
a
versus
sneeze,
C9.
a light
Itu
breeze
tadi
will
udah
knock
2-2
down
katanya
these two
tuh.
players from Fancy United, 5-7 for
Switching
Boom Esports as they finish off that half. But Fancy, they got all the marbles working for them. If they can transition that mentality, that rotation, that reads that we've
Negara
seen,
apa?
Aduh,
Eh,
75.
Fancy
it's a good
Filipin
start
Boom
here on
Indo.
the pistol for them.
Yeah, in retrospect, you basically think for Fancy United, maybe we could have gotten a few more points. But 7 is fine. Boom also, on the other hand, can work with this. So, given the playing field right now, I think it's
Ya, gua
relatively
ngantuk.
even. Because
Final
Gue
kali
ngantuk
itu.
dia,
Ini
mata-
semifinal,
mata
semifinal yang menang ke grand final. Jadi hari ini langsung 2 pertandingan, langsung semifinal, grand final. Sama kayak itu kok Red Bull juga gitu kok tadi.
These two players are
Bahkan
struggling
sebelum
right now
grand
coming in
finalnya
from
ada
that first half,
pertandingan
but this is where
All
they can
Star
recover.
East West gitu sendiri.
Oh gitu.
See if they can.
Iya, buat
Make that
istirahat kan
happen.
game dari game 1.
Berserk immediately tries to push on B here. Is that
Fancy
smoke
Vietnam. Emang
comes in.
Vietnam bukan Filipin.
Fisio.
Loh, yang Filipin
Get the big
Aos
of his
tadi lo
life, and
bilang.
look at that. He
Oh
just
iya, ding.
spots like
Sorry,
Fancy
sorry.
kan
Lupa.
Vietnam.
He was probably expecting just the
Lupa,
one
lupa,
alert,
maaf
right?
dah.
But no. Are they gonna be able to catch
Aku kan
up
udah
onto
tua
Cruz,
ya,
who was
jadi
holding an
mohon
angle?
di
They do.
maklumi.
Yes, they can. Get Shiro. Blake
Anjay,
onto
nice.
another one
Yang
could be
udah
huge, but
yang
not
udah
gonna
nunggu di
happen.
final
It's
siapa?
all
Oasis.
down to
Oasis tuh di
Suka.
Filipin juga katanya.
Where is he? He's trapped. He's smoked off, and he's outnumbered. Can he find something to get it started?
Yeah, and just Boom Esports.
Fnatic Seiren itu final. Oh, kalau Fnatic Seiren tadi itu udah grand final.
Them on defense feels like they went to a sleepover and slept on someone else's bed real quick. Now they're back home on the attacking side. They feel comfy. They're fluffed their pillows, their blankets all ready. And
Anjay.
Famous says good nights with a sweet
Tuh,
kiss to
bangun
Suka and
tuh.
a 3K of his own.
Bangun, saatnya
This is where they
bekerja.
can start
Karena
saying they can
attacker
be
side.
back.
Iya,
Attacker
kalian
side
tadi
saga
yang
Dota
defending.
bersinar.
Get a huge lead here
Tapi
for Fancy. Like,
kalau
he went
gua
from
ya,
7, not
Gue
really
main
too bad,
ISO
but
tadi ya,
not
bersinarnya pas
too good
defending.
either.
Ya karena lu Sentinel
Just gonna
nih,
Atau mungkin karena gue cara
gimana
main
ya?
gue sentinel banget ya.
Gonna be utilizing
Iya.
that Sheriff for the moment.
Dan juga tadi ketemu teammate-nya
Would
anjing
love
juga
to
sih pas
see-
attacking sih.
Again, these
Gua di
sense
blind
traps
mulu.
from Boom that was just so prevalent when they are going to be on the attacking side. We might be looking at them trying to do just
Ya
that. They're
udah.
leaving Moria outside of
What?
Rumble just to kind of hear if
Ya
the nades
udah,
will be
emang
thrown in
kenapa?
that general
Ya
direction.
udah mau gimana
Once he
lagi?
doesn't hear it, immediately pings back for his own team. No
Ya
stun will be
ISO tuh
had.
gampang banget dapat
No
assist
position.
sumpah.
Check out Rumble first. If no one's Rumble,
Dia
that
punya-
means
Terus,
that they're
terus kemarin ada yang
Tinggal
bilang
spam 2 kali aja dia tinggal spam 2 kali.
not really a
Undercut
position.
kayak udah itu
Ada
satu
yang
set bisa
bilang-
dapat
Finish
itu
the
kena
push out right
efeknya.
now of the attacking
agent jelek.
And so meticulous.
Ada yang
from
bilang
Boom.
agent
They make
jelek.
sure
Lu aja nggak
every
bisa
corner
make.
is clear.
Ya
Jin
kan?
has
Ya
been a
kemarin kan ada
problem
orang.
Iya,
throughout this series
aneh.
so
Lu
far.
yang kagak bisa nembak, lu nyalain agentnya.
Kagak,
Gila.
dia beneran kelihatan nggak bisa nembak sama sekali, men. Orang duel aja dia kalah mulu ya kan?
Makanya terus dibilangnya agentnya jelek.
Agentnya
bang,
jelek,
bang,
nyalain
bang,
agentnya
bang.
kakak.
Gila,
Kocak.
Fancy suka nih, gila banget ya tembakannya.
to capitalize on.
Here it is.
Jangan lihat samping, jangan lihat
Working their
samping.
way down A main.
Jangan lihat
For
samping.
Boom, it could
Gak
be
bisa sih udah
Face's
digituin
pass.
tuh lihat tuh.
Can they be homebound for that 7-7? We'll see. Great stuns to come out that actually gets a
Kagak
concussed
kecek sih
here.
budinya menurut gua.
Pushes just yet.
Harusnya.
Prepared for this. They want to go for that
Tapi
base.
di-
They will,
Nice.
but the number is still
Udah nggak ada
favoring
waktu,
Fancy.
nggak ada
You're
waktu
right. Oh
buat
my God,
gitu,
Fancy's
buat-
flash is gonna get
buat Fancy nggak ada
caught.
waktu ini,
That
tapi
wall
bikin
gonna
mahal
break down
ini.
the
Nggak ada
time
waktu.
for him. They can't pick
Bikin
up all
mahal,
these
bikin
weapons,
mahal.
but time is not in favor
Bukan?
of
Mahal,
Fancy.
mahal banget
Itu-
jadinya.
itu Sky-nya mau kabur.
Only Shiro to remain.
Kaurnya ngakak sih
The
tapi.
battle, or they might have
Oh.
lost the war, but they definitely won that aim battle against
Aiso
Boom
butuh aim,
Esports.
jangan berharap
Boom
aim
Esports,
bapuk. Nah
they
iya,
were just
itu
caught.
kemarin tuh ya udah ada
Honestly,
yang asli kayak
slacking
baru
there on the
nyobain
shots.
ISO.
You'd usually
Namanya
see
juga nyobain
Berserks
agent
get
baru
that-
ya. Siapa
get
sih yang
that
langsung
angle,
jago
the
nyobain
overrun
agent
of
baru?
Fancy
Cuman
United.
orang-orang tertentu
It's
doang kan.
exemplary and
Udah
Flash.
dia
gitu,
sendirian
kocak,
cukup.
The
Mak.
struggles were clear as he tried
Kocak
to break
nyalahinnya
that doorway.
ISO-nya anjir,
And now
nyalahinnya
Boom Esports,
very bad
yes, it will be
agent.
their
There's
bonus,
no
but it
there's no
isn't gonna
ability
be
in
as
him
well
yang
equipped as they
yang
would like.
benar-benar
We are
berguna.
tied
Terus udah
up for
gitu
the time
nyalahinnya
being.
apa?
Fancy
Bawa-bawanya apa?
United.
Negara.
But the
Kocak
rifles
anjir.
now
Iya
still
ini
stack
karena
their
dari
authority
China.
and
Wah
keep
apa
his
sih
lead.
kagak jelas anjir.
Iya. Udah gitu lo tahu bukan cuma
Quick,
satu orang
double
doang.
saturated.
Semua tuh
They hear it.
enemy team juga kayak gitu lah.
Cruise
Itu
for towering
Iron
power.
mentality
Kocak
aja.
Your
Iron
Jin.
mentality aja.
Guesswork
Iya,
will have to
Jumbo
be
agentnya
made
yang
as
salah.
Moria's getting closer and closer.
Di
Oh,
turnamen
nice.
udah ada
Budi.
penampakan yang
Fatal error. Now Jin's by himself.
Parahnya ngeri sih itu.
ISO belum. Soalnya kan ini bahkan belum patch yang Cypher tripwire-nya nyala
Iya
terus
ini bahkan
loh.
cypher buff belum ada. ini.
Belum. Race masih sakit sacelnya kalau kena.
Health back up to full if he can, which he will.
Ya maksudnya ya itu juga sakit sih, tapi kan ada arm timernya aja.
Error to get the cat on the yes I can.
Even I can't believe what just happened. This now allows Boom Esports to have all the momentum moving forward. And they have barely anything to lose. Once they feel like that
Apakah
spike is
mereka
secure,
akan
they can go for the frags. Try to pick up
try?
some of those guns along the
Suka
way.
nih sudah mundur ya.
It's unfortunate for Fancy United because they
Iya.
had the
Suka gaming
position,
itu udah
but
mundur
Boom,
tuh.
we're just in their faces.
Aduh,
Fisher
dapat lagi.
falls. That's another one for Boom. Cruiser
Udah,
fighting
nggak
back, but
usah.
time is
Apakah akan
running
ninja
out.
depush?
And all
Oh enggak
Cruz can
enggak.
really do right now
pikir
is
akan ninja
trying to make
depush.
sure that Boom dies with this
Mereka nggak mau
fight.
ngasih
Berserks,
senjata,
though,
nggak mau ngasih
trying
senjata.
to get the hell out of
Lama.
there. The rest of Boom has already evacuated. And Shiro, he has the angle. Cruz, still a sharp
No.
shot, sure. But it doesn't matter.
Ini tembakan
It's
mereka
Boom
nggak boleh
Esports
dianggap
has the
remeh
lead
anjir.
now.
Iya. sakit.
What a turn of events. Absolutely.
Ya kalau gue
Crunching there
pernah
for
ngomong
Fancy.
sama temen
They
gue
had
kalau ngomongin
everything
game,
set
kalau
up.
noob mah noob
They
aja
thought
ya,
that they had
jangan
all
nyalahin,
angles
jangan terlalu
covered.
nyalahin orang lain
And they
gitu.
sorta did,
Kayaknya kalau
but
misalnya lo nyalahin
Ya itu
orang lain
kadang-kadang
kayak
nggak
gue nanti
mencerminkan diri
jadi
sendiri gitu loh.
Check out
marah-marah
Nyarinya-
terus
the
jadinya.
work that
heeh.
came
Nyari-
Jadinya
here
lu belum
from
belum
Boom, just
apa-apa,
the
masa
push
baru
out.
kalah
You know,
satu round
sometimes
pertama
it's just
udah
as easy as
seuzon,
that.
udah bilang
No
ah
need
ini mah
for
nggak
the
bisa
fancy stuff.
menang, nggak bisa
Just
Butuh
menang.
kambing hitam mulu.
For
Iya,
that slow
ya kayak kalau
walk
gue
up,
bilang
which
misalnya
they
lu merasa lu noob ya udah
absolutely
terima aja with the fact that you
body.
noob,
Loh,
tapi
harusnya kayak
fokusnya
itu biasanya kagak gini loh, kagak
United needs to shake
bukannya
him off. This has been
apa kayak
quite a
evaluasi
problem
diri
for
malah
the defense.
nyalahin orang
Boom
kayak misalnya oh
Esports are
harusnya aku nggak
rolling in and getting
movement
away
kayak
with
tadi
whatever
misalnya
they
nggak
want.
decision
Iya.
kayak tadi misalnya
As of right now,
Betul.
Boom
nggak ada tuh nggak ada
goes
growth
smoke
mindset kayak gitu
towards
nggak ada.
breakable door,
ya itu kemarin tuh
if
orang-orang
you
bilang.
will. As he slashed
mental
the
ilo
yeah,
gitu
the
ya.
angle
Iya.
towards Jin.
Budi.
Good cover
Bukan Budi.
courtesy of Cruz. Here comes the flash into play, and Cruz is
Kenapa
blinded.
Budi?
He's
Oh, bukan
called out
Budi.
by NC
Bukan Budi.
Slasher.
Oh,
So
never
Budi
now
itu,
here
Budi.
for the side of Fancy United, as Boom Esports look to navigate into aid. The camera though gets the tag on the famous Moria providing cover.
Waduh,
So at least
suami
Fancy
Killjoy
stalling, but
namanya,
Boom, they have
anjay.
the angle to work
Oke.
with.
No, it's actually an
Oh,
opening
okay.
of the door.
Agent
Not to
main
allow
gua lagi,
them
kenapa ada
to
suaminya
enter
tiba-tiba?
in, but rather to actually back
Apa
away.
apakah
I
lu
like this
menganggap
idea.
diri lu sebagai
Just
suami
because they
Killjoy?
still have the
Enggak lah.
numbers, they still have the time to make it work. And Fancy United, they're gonna have to check tree right
I mean,
now.
kalau
They will be able to spot this out.
karakter
They
yang gue
will
suka
know,
itu
but
lebih ke
then
neon.
they're not really gonna have
Visual.
the position.
Ya,
or the
kayak
time to
lu
start
kayak
the run
terobsesi
transpiring.
tersendiri
There is that
dengan
one tripwire we haven't
40.
seen, but no one's gonna be able to capitalize this. This show coming in from tree, or rather from waterfall,
Oh,
excuse
fuyu
me.
istri siapa?
Does he
Emang-
have a
emang
lineup
istri
with a snake
siapa?
bite or
Istri
something to just
itu,
kinda clear things
istri-
up, or to stop them from planting that spike? I don't know.
Istri
This
korporat
is just a hard
What?
rotate that just
lebih ke arah budak sih.
circumvents the defense that Fancy was setting up on A.
Kenapa
That's
jadi
a beautiful
kalau
position
gue
for
istri
Boom
korporat,
Esports. They
gue nggak usah
realize with the
kerja.
angle they played,
Dapat
they
duit.
have drawn Fancy into
Itu,
more
apa,
committed
istri gedung.
positions. Gives them the chance now to play towards the
Dicek
seaside.
suka.
Suka
Wah,
though
kan,
creeping
gila
on
dia
in,
orang.
NC Slasher.
Suka.
Bentar.
Have the angle for the refrag. And leads out to a
Waifu
3-3-3.
yokai Killjoy. Enggak, secara visual ya, bukan Killjoy. Gua pakai Killjoy aja gua suka.
Response in kind. Suka with
Visualnya
another
enggak.
one. And Suka's gotten 3 in the round. Cybercase
Iya,
providing
kagak-
cover.
kagak expect dia dari
Suka,
kanan.
mastermind of the
Suka
angle.
yang ngeri banget,
And
anjir.
Fancy United needed that one. They tie it back up.
Aduh nggak jadi bersin gue.
Perfect stuff from Suka.
Malah min
The
badai sama min
isolation,
iblis, kagak ada tuh
the
nama gue artinya
putting up
badai.
of
Badai
the
mah Arashi.
cyber cage
Nah, mampus
just
lu.
put,
Kasih paham, kasih
put
paham.
Shiro here in a spell. Absolutely menacing from Suka. Fancy's gonna be the one to actually call the
Visual
timeout right
Viper
now.
itu bukan
So
gue
that's
lebih suka
gonna-
neon gue.
They know that they don't still have the
Viper,
necessary
gua tuh sebenarnya
momentum
agak-
to really
agak
feel
sedih
a lot
dengan
more comfortable in these rounds. They also
kayak
know that
visualnya
Esports, they
Viper
got
lately,
famous,
karena
who
kayak
still
menurut
has
gua
that showstopper,
Vipernya
and we
kurang
haven't seen
evil.
how strong that can
Kurang
really be
jahat.
on this attacking side. It
Viper
hasn't
needs
been
to be
working too much
evil.
for
That's
Famous,
what
has
make
been
her
for Jin,
Viper. That's what make her
but at
toxic,
least they
man.
are trying to talk things over just to see
Ah,
how.
mulai,
Tapi
mulai,
soalnya
mulai.
guys suka bridge,
Kenapa
mampus
jadi
lo.
actually
Fancy
I like
United.
apa Nordic
just gotta be
mythology
impressed about what Suka can
and
really
bridge
do in those
resemblance that
desperate
mythology.
scenarios.
Enggak
Ya.
kayak
He's
maksudnya
able
apalagi
to
pas
throw out
crouch
the cyber
goyang-goyang
cage
no,
just
lu
to
baca
try and bait
lanjutannya abis itu.
One of those
Oh,
other players
okay,
from
never
Boom
mind.
Esports to move on top of that mound and get the angle.
Men gue
It's the
suka apa
microplays
mitologi
right now for Fancy
Viking.
United.
Jadi kayak
It's been stronger execution
Bridge
from them
actually
throughout this
keren
game.
buat
Until
gua
Boom
sebenarnya.
Esports went to that second half.
Kurang
That's
sangar
where it
tapi
kinda
entah
changed
kenapa
Iya,
kayak lebih
right?
sangar
And I
deadlock.
wonder
ya
right
kurang
now,
sangar tapi saya.
Yokai
Deadlock
Fancy
lebih
ngomong-ngomong.
apa?
how much more clean can they make their defense?
Apa sih namanya?
Because it
Karakteristiknya
feels
lebih-
like there's
lebih
still
sangar
room for
deadlock.
improvement, and they know
Lebih
that.
kayak Viking deadlock aja
100%.
daripada Bridge.
There's so,
Berarti itu
we can
maksudnya
see
Nordic
just how
juga kan?
well
Dia-
improved
dia
as well
Norwegian
Fancy
dong.
United have,
Ya kan?
Ya, I think so.
been in these couple of rounds.
Yeah,
Suka
They share the
has
same-
been that player that's done so much
Ancestral.
of
Yeah, I
the
think, yeah,
heavy
ancestral
lifting
maybe.
for this moment. Look at
Yeah.
how close Fancy are playing on that A main position. Jin's already launching himself here on A
Langsung
main.
dijemput kah?
Langsung lari
Kabur.
men.
He's caught, but he jumps away back in the nick of time. Seekers use this
Kejar-kejaran gini mainnya.
information. Famous rushes right into the site to meet
Rusia
him.
nggak sih
Waduh.
dari namanya?
nice.
Siapa yang Rusia?
And he actually
Nice,
finds
Super
Suka.
Buzin.
That's a huge step right now for Boom.
Into
Iya,
the
overhit,
waterfall we
overhit.
Go and
Tampaknya
famous
tidak overhit ya.
is swept away
Main
by
AC
Cruz's time.
Valhalla
Cruz
nggak
has been
min tuh.
slow to
Main
tackle.
Yokai.
Pahala main
opening
gua.
things up for Fancy
Gue
United.
stream bahkan
for
dulu
keeping
pas
things
zaman-zaman
calm.
di YouTube
Ya,
gue dulu.
gua
Towards
ingat.
Halls and
Yang gue
Slash,
nge-stream
though,
sampai 12 jam pernah.
trying to go for the play, so closer holds
Main
it for Boom.
Valhalla tuh lama banget anjir.
Very
Assassin's Creed dengan gameplay
Trying to
terlama.
at least catch them off. Oh, this
Tapi emang Assassin's Creed game-gamenya lama.
Enggak, itu paling lama
Not the best
Valhalla
for
itu paling
Boom,
lama.
but no, they don't know it's a double up.
Lah,
Berserk gets one.
Ya,
Gonna get
kelihatan
a
dong.
second. No, the wall bang's too much. Moria by himself.
Ya,
Hoodie-nya
ente.
kelihatan ya. Keburu nggak sih?
Keburu.
Keburu.
And
Kayaknya.
that is what Fancy was.
Oh, enggak sih, kayaknya
enggak.
Time is going to be
Keburu,
close,
no,
but they
tidak
close
25.
with a point 25.
That was way too close for Comfort, and Fancy United get away with getting in
Opa
there.
lagi. Oh.
Fancy United, it all starts again with Cruz who
Kurang
has
sedetik
17.
iya.
We're seeing
0,0
just how impactful
anjir.
Fancy United can be even
Pasti
without
Boom
the antics
Esports
of Yes
reaksinya
0,25
juga sama kayak
lebih
kita
tepatnya.
kayak
Have
no,
these
kita
reliable
kira nggak keburu.
shots to hit
Oh, ente
it when
ini
it
pasti.
counts to get in
Next
there.
map.
And from what we see
Next
so
map, next
far,
map.
it's
Langsung
Boom
next map.
who's really struggling in the firefight.
Oh yeah, they
Emirates
are
tertarik nyoba
not
kayak gue
finding
kagak
that
tahu
value
mau
anymore. This
main
is
di
the
mana
struggle.
anjir.
Tapi lu dulu main Aceh dari awal lu ngikutin tuh dari yang
Sebenarnya
zaman
gua
apa
main
tuh
tuh
yang
cuman yang apa yang Brotherhood kalau dulu mah. Yang Ezio zaman terbaik
ya
itu.
yang paling populer tuh itu gue ingat banget.
Ezio, Auditore da Firenze.
Soalnya banyak tuh cowok-cowok yang demen sama itu karakternya.
Apa ya paling itu paling ikonik emang.
Katanya paling bagus sih ya.
Dan dari awal juga ceritanya gitu loh, dari dia muda sampai tua kayak mati.
Berserks now.
Tiga series.
Wow.
Is there too,
okay,
and
nice.
Boom Esports. They brought that spike all the way to C. They're causing such a big distraction, and it all started with Berserks bringing in the bang stick, and suddenly tides turn yet again. Yes, I can though. Moving in now from the CT side. There's the Nano Swarm though. The call for the attention and the Berserks.
Habis itu kan mulai Origin tuh, mulai jadi RPG itu.
The Flash is there. Confirms Vision nearby. Poison Cloud.
Oh, dulu kan stealth game kan, masuk Origin
tuh
mulai RPG.
Tapi gue gak bisa lo main AC. Gue pernah main AC. Gue lupa yang mana.
Ya lu kagak bisa stealth, mainnya aja kagak sabaran lu, main Valorant aja kagak
Gue
sabaran.
mainnya gak sabaran anjir.
Mungkin
lu cocoknya AC yang zaman RPG itu malah. Yang kayak
Gue
Valhalla
mainnya
gitu mungkin lu
justru AC
cocok.
yang zaman RPG. Gue kayaknya main Origin deh. Origin yang berdua bukan?
Enggak, itu bahkan belum masuk RPG itu yang di London itu.
Sumpah yang di London belum.
Itu sindikat itu.
Oh iya itu sindiket ya. Gue main sindiket. Gue main, lu tau gue main karena apa? Gue main karena mantan gue demen AC.
Just because we're here in the finals that we're seeing the best of the best. Really do.
Jadi gue main
Yeah,
dan
we're
actually
back
I
to
don't enjoy it.
finals.
So
One will be eliminated
Ya, emang sindikat tuh
now.
nggak bagus.
One will play later
Katanya,
on. And it
banyak
does
orang yang
feel
review
like
sindikat tuh udah
throughout this game,
meh banget gitu loh.
ya katanya
These
banyak yang bilang
Dan
kayak
sejak
gitu.
itu kan kalau nggak salah dia jadi Origin kalau nggak salah.
They had a hotter start.
Langsung formula
I mean-
baru.
Off on the first half.
Ya, I mean that's okay though. I mean gue suka backgroundnya sih sebenarnya.
Gue lupa sih sindikat dulu apa Unity dulu ya? Gue lupa.
Sindikat dulu deh
as much
kayaknya.
as they can.
Kalau Unity
It's
tuh
up to famous,
sayangnya
though.
banyak bug, sebenarnya
Play to
bagus.
the standard that we have seen from him so far
Oh,
in this
United dulu.
tournament. Has the most
Bukannya
first
sindikat dulu ya?
kills.
Kagak tahu, kagak ingat juga gue. Gue kagak main
Gue juga
soalnya.
gak inget. Ya gue udah gak ngikutin
While this
Assassin's
happens,
Creed
Boom
sekarang.
making that noise, trying to make a play towards C.
Oh United dulu, oke.
Trying to at least find that opening if they can, right? So gotta just wait a little bit here.
Oh iya lo main
Valhalla
Betul
kayaknya cocok deh.
Typing
Fuyu
gak?
kayaknya main Valhalla cocok soalnya
Find that
nge-rate
opening, that's going to
pedesaan
be
dia pasti senang.
something, but- Oh, where was that? Shiru actually finds the lurk on A, taking down Jin. That's a huge step. That's a huge step. You can already see Boom bucking, or rather, basically rucking, running their way.
Bagi
Wah,
kalian yang gak
bahaya.
ngerti
Yes,
mereka
I
berdua bahas apa, gak apa-apa kalian gak sendiri ngopi bang.
Map control as yes I can. He's trying.
Fuyu tukang loading. Iya, gue Bioshock Infinite ya, mau ada mayat di jalan. Udah gue looting pun, pas kalau misalnya ada opsinya looting lagi, gue looting
They have
lagi.
a lockdown to provide that cover. Fancy United though. For any kind of opportunity, smoke the spades. Berserks was just waiting on the inside. And while this happens,
Nice,
Famous
banyakin
will draw the front
pakai
line. So
ability.
yes, I can cruise. They both do fall. It's already
Even
5v2
pro player
and
juga
Boom
kayak gitu ya, guys, ya.
Esports.
Jadi
It's
kalau
been a
kalian
long
mati
time
kayak
coming
gitu,
that they can play off that
ya
lurk angle.
jangan sering-sering
They
juga
do
sih.
so now with impunity.
Ya. Jangan dinormalisasi dong, gimana sih lu?
Kan kasih tahu aja. Pro player juga bisa kayak gitu.
Anjay,
bisa gitu tembakannya.
Will sleep.
Gila,
besok lagi-
besok lagi Berserk mode.
He's out for blood. Here comes
Terlalu overhit. Itu namanya overhit ya.
Rifle to pick up. An upgrade
Kasih
sure.
empet ya itu NPC yang
Boom
udah mati
Esports
tetap
with the
looting. Dan
one-up
biasanya kalau
now.
misalnya NPC tuh suka jadi box
Life is
gitu
a
kan.
highway,
Habis
but
itu
this
dia
time
nggak
Boom
jadi
is
mayat
saying
lagi buat
it's my
ngurangin
way or the
beban gitu
highway.
kan. Boxnya udah kebuka
But they
pun
use the
masih
highway.
gua looting.
It was the highway. I know I made a good choice.
Aman Pros King, welcome to the stream. Yang belum like, di like dulu ya guys ya, by the way ya.
This is why we need to
Tuh
get
masa yang
guys.
nonton 145 tapi yang like kurang dari 100.
Ya, gimana
ini? Nanti
like
like ke 100 dapat piring cantik lagi.
Maybe they have
Jangan deh,
Scam mulu,
dan
scam
piring
mulu
cantik.
ini.
Hari ini piring cantik
Flown
sama
out
gelas
to-
cantik,
Yeah,
tapi
yang satu ini
klaimnya
emang
di
suka scam.
supermarket terdekat masing-masing.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Scam guys.
been here for a
Langsung
week already. That's
diklarifikasi.
right. We have been watching these incredible games, and the story so far is Jin lets it
Waduh.
rip. Moriato
Waduh.
on the corner.
Wah,
But
lihat
look
tuh.
at
Waduh,
Fans United
dijemput.
go.
Mereka
This
punya-
is how sharp they can be into these rounds. Cruz is
Iya.
shoulder peeking, but Berserks and Sheer
Kepada
still
Boom
going.
Secepat
And
itu,
Fancy
Bray.
suddenly
Boom
bring
Esports
it down to a
dari
tight score.
kelas 2
Where did that come from?
silahkan
Just
sudah
rushing
dijemput
out.
sama mamanya
Okay,
Fancy
Jin
United.
gets the value with the pick onto.
Oh, kalau main Iko sih kayak gitu sih emang. Harus lebih agresif kadang-kadang.
Iya, iya.
Bikin musuhnya kaget.
Kaget, ya. Gak, gue jadi inget soalnya kayak kalau ponakan gue dijemput sekolah, gue inget banget. Jadi gue kan pernah ikut jemput ponakan gue di sekolah gitu. Terus baru mobilnya doang, emaknya belum turun, yang jemput belum turun ya. Baru mobilnya doang lewat, satpamnya udah pakai mikrofon gitu sambil gini. Misalnya namanya Amanda dari kelas 1B. Amanda dari kelas 1B, ayo keluar soalnya mamanya sudah sampai, mamanya sudah
Anjir,
jemput.
sekolah lu ada gituan ya?
We do see
Sekolah gua kagak ada
Sekolah
gituan.
ponakan gua, bukan sekolah gue.
Sekolah gua teng-teng aja tuh.
They realize they win the duels and now
Oh, gila. Gacor tembakannya, coy.
Bersih.
Gacor tembakannya, coy. Udah mulai panik ini.
There's no need.
Dapat gue yang cantik aja gimana? Emang gue
The
cantik?
map is yours. That's a big brain.
Kok kalian
tahu gitu
sangat
ya?
confident
Big
gitu?
brain
Gue jadi
development
beban tau
for
gak sih?
Fancy United. That's
Nanti
all
kalau
now
ternyata
to,
ketemu gue di in real life
basically
terus ternyata
just,
gue gak
again,
secantik itu terus
hold
nanti
the
kalian kecewa.
process,
Gue sedih.
'cause Fancy's going out of control. This is the point where
Kalau
even if they don't
satpamnya
talk
udah
about it,
hafal
it's
banget.
fine. They
Iya
just kinda
ngakak
wanna
banget
stop
anjir.
the tempo for Fancy for just again
Pokoknya
spiraling
mobilnya
out of
doang.
control, 'cause
Yang
Boom
jemput belum
is
turun.
starting
Dia langsung
to
kayak,
get, get
Amanda,
flanked so many,
terus
so many times in
ganti-ganti
these
kalau misalnya yang
rounds.
lain.
Parah.
Andi.
Kebuka nama orang.
And they're trying to exploit
Gitu.
that factor as much as possible. So timeout here from Boom
Apa
Esports.
ngebuka nama
You
orang?
have to make sure now that Boom realize.
Amanda gue juga gak
to
tahu kan.
provide
Misalkan
utility
gue
early on.
tadi gue
I
kasih
wouldn't be
contoh.
surprised
Misalkan namanya
to see
Amanda.
them set up the smokes as soon as possible to have
Siapa
that
Amanda? Gue gak
anti-flank,
tahu di
Killjoy turret to
Orang
keep
namanya
back
Amanda.
Parah
down
banget.
and
Amanda siapa
save
ini?
the angles just because Fancy United are running around the map and taking command of it. If Boom plays this right, they're gonna find that opening to go into a site that is less guarded by Fancy.
They're just gonna have to wait
stacking
here
kah?
too, right? For that
Oh,
to
enggak,
happen.
B sama A doang.
Maybe if
Kayaknya
they're
ditinggal sama
expecting
sekali,
Fancy
anjir.
to also go for this
Kayaknya mau
push out,
5-man
but
retake
look
deh.
at Fancy.
Maybe.
10
Could
seconds
be
in,
ya.
Oh, never
they're
mind.
still
Satu
pretty
ke C anyway.
corralled upon
And
that
si
A site.
Slasher
They're only
masih
just
satu
now
digit
bringing
bunuhnya.
Suka back onto C.
Tapi it's
'cause they were
okay,
still
it's okay.
second-guessing
It's
if
about
we're gonna put
the support
all
that
of
you
our
bring
players, all
to
of
the
our
team, not
high-ranking players
your
onto a
kill
different
count.
part,
Anjay.
onto the same part of the map, excuse me. Double
Good
Satchel's
luck.
hidden from
Good luck.
Famous and
Good luck
Boom
say that to
now
bocil
working their
kill.
magic on that A site for now.
Well, that's the other decision Boom can actually make. Just go for the
Gue
full
pengen bikin
Tapi
itu sih.
agak susah
Sebenarnya
sih,
gue pengen
soalnya
bikin
tuh
konten
kayak-
kayak gitu sih.
This
Konten
time
yang ngasih
around,
tahu
Toxic
kayak
String gonna be
apresiasi
up.
kalau
Angel's thrown for the orb
apa,
to
kill
keep
tuh bukan
the
segalanya
place.
di Valorant gitu loh.
Famous at bay. There's
Susah
already
soalnya
process
kayak
of
menurut
Boom
gue
Esports
kenapa
to
susah
slow things
sih
down.
kayak nge-reprogram
United.
otak lu yang
You
selalu
understand
fokus
Ya
ke
makanya
angka
gue
ya. Karena ya
setidaknya mau coba gitu loh. Ngerti gak sih daripada
Nggak
tidak
tahu,
sama
tahu.
sekali
Tahu,
maksudnya.
So far,
nggak cuman
Close
agak
to
susah
cloud,
soalnya tuh karena
covering
ya
the
emang
sidelines,
kita aja
which
di
is
sekolah
playing.
ngelihat dari
Boom is
nilai
just making
lu
noise
bagus
right
atau
now,
enggak kan
trying to
ya kan
psych out fans.
jadi
Ya,
menurut gue
ya,
emang
makanya gua-
agak susah sih
Ya,
What do you
makanya
like about
setidaknya
this is
gue
they're playing
berusaha,
on
gue
that
bilang.
on that Robo just because they
enggak
think
maksud gue
that if Fancy
I mean
actually go
yes it's
for
true tapi kayak
a
memang
B
agak
push,
susah
a C
merubah
push,
pola
basically
pikir
to
orang
push the
dari
Tapi
situ.
masa gak boleh bikin konten ya
Robo is
sih?
actually a really good
I mean, boleh,
area just to
cuman-
fight for that anti-flank. Anyways,
Ya gitu
Berserk
lah.
finds an opening already. Cruz is gonna be here into the corner.
Izin off
Baseline can't
arti
get
listrik
pitched.
di sini
And
waduh
that is the picks that well, Boom are looking for.
Okay.
Fisho still at the back of the side
Oke,
holding on.
Andika.
Fisher still holding as much as possible. Fisher does it again.
Semoga cepat nyala
But
ya.
Moria finally providing the
Listriknya.
overrun. And Boom Esports, they get the plant going. You also keep an eye out to where they're positioned. You got the tree area for them to cover if ever. They're
nice,
playing
nice.
into the hut. Berserk
Nice,
still
nice.
providing
Ayo, bisa
cover.
kali.
Frenzy
11,
Slasher
11.
busy with
Jangan dipik,
Trailblazer.
jangan dipik,
In a
eh.
1v3, it's all up to Cruz now. He's been hitting some stellar shots so far. Trying to go for the fake TP, but the problem is Anti Slash is on his
Nice.
left. You got the rest of the on to the right,
Nice.
and Boom will
See,
find the correct
it's
path to
about
tie it
the
up
support
again.
that
It's
you
11
bring
to
into the
11.
team.
That's so smart from Boom. Again, just figuring out that, you know what? If we're going to get basically pushed from every single angle, and we're spread a bit too thin, and we're starting to lose
Ini angka
these
cok nih dua-duanya
battles,
anjir.
let's just go somewhere that we can
Malah
isolate the
jadi
fight
promo
that is
all
big
shop.
enough
Waduh.
that we can
Oh
move
iya, bentar
around
lagi
and
ya?
not really get punished too much
langsung
by
dia.
flashes, by nades, by the stun.
Langsung
Ya,
nol-
nah,
apa
tahan
alarm
dulu,
ini.
check out-nya. Tahan dulu, check out-nya.
To add to that, you were mentioning already that they were looking
Oh,
to
kayaknya
kind of
ketakel
psych
apa
out
ke Berserk yang pakai
Fancy. They
Killjoy ya?
definitely
Kira-kira
did.
suami Killjoy
You
nih
saw
ngomongnya.
Fancy, which is kind of checking B and C. Quick little TP here from
Kan
Moria.
yang
and he
panggilannya
actually
Opa
pushes
kan
up
si
for that
Takel
TP.
ya.
Yeah, he commits onto this, and Boom Esports, if they can assess this right, they can just go for B, which is absolutely free. This is what I'm talking about. Fancy United, they go for the pivot play, and everything honestly rests onto the clutches of Suka right now as he has to wait towards Waterfall. Shiro ready with the plant. Fancy United gonna
Kayak
go for the
Fnatic
hustle.
ya.
And
Fnatic
they're
menang.
cosplaying
Udah
as the
menang.
attackers here.
Anjay.
It's a 1-for-1 survive
Anjir,
being
mereka-
Suka
mereka
wants
still
to
the
go
best sih
up
berarti.
close personal, but
Di
it's
tahun
number
ini
two.
mereka
Yes,
best
I
banget,
can.
anjir.
Tips the scales back in
Cuman
favor of
kurang
Fancy United.
Piala
It's a
Champion
number
aja, anjir.
Fancy, and they just go for the clear. Aim is their game master right, and they will be on map point.
I don't think they expected that
Kalah.
Fancy actually four-pushed A main.
Santai, santai.
That's
Masih
the
bisa
thing.
OT, masih bisa OT.
They
Iya
only
sih.
try to go for the pinch here. Moria was
Gua
successful
rasa
to
aku
try
akan
to pinch on
bertahan
their
sampai
own,
sinyalku
but
habis.
again,
Waduh.
it actually
Anjay.
backfired on them because
Respect.
they were not expecting Fancy to just come around the corner. And where did they plant the spike?
Kai
Wah.
minta
It was
jadwal
there
WO.
at the divot. It
WO.
was there at
Workout.
the,
WO.
Wedding
safe
organizer.
side rather than the default. So this
Wait,
means
apa, anjir?
that Boom will have to play for
Workout.
picks, will have to
Oh, no.
play for
Yakin gua workout.
for that site rather than post plan, just because the positioning again for Fancy was coming through B main, they were at that disadvantage and they just could not re-encapsulate or just retake the site that they immediately took.
I mean, they got a bit of insult courtesy of Moria,
Wah,
but
timernya mati nih.
they
Kenapa
didn't
nih?
really pivot off it.
Siapa yang
And that's
nendang
been the
PC
case
nih?
so far from what we've
DC.
seen. A bit of a tech pause, I believe, as Boom Esports is on the ropes here. Asarai, Fancy United, they gone for the full send.
Workout.
They have seen
Yokai
that
dah bermain
you have
kompetitif di karpet
incredible
merah.
shots in
Ya
your team.
udah.
Doesn't have to be Jin, who's found a
Is
few
it considered
struggles
a
along the
workout?
way, but it
Apa?
can be Cruz. It can be
Oh,
Suka.
main
Yes, I
game.
can also. The
I don't
master of
Kan
setting
e-sport.
things up
Kan
for Fancy
main-
United and getting those fights in
Work
their
your
favor.
mind sama work your
It's
body
been
is
the process
different thing
so
kan.
far. And
Yeah.
I'm honestly gonna say
Ya,
that
gitu aja.
both teams have had struggles all throughout this map.
I mean,
Teori
We
PC
are getting
kebakaran
more
ya
from
udah.
otot yang
Fancy
lu
now.
pakai apa sih kalau
Better
main
late
game?
than never.
Otot tangan,
Jari.
megang mouse.
I mean, they're the ones
Itu pun beresiko
that
CTS.
are 12 points in,
Yeah.
right? So it's now Boom that
Udah mulai, udah
Ini
mulai.
kinda looks to the
PC-nya
point, kinda looks to the
seseorang
adjustment, or
kelempar ikannya si Andika ini.
it's just not
Udah,
really
udah,
working
udah mulai.
for them. It's kind of just a tip of the scales.
Ini lagi teori
Sometimes
Rizky
it's a
dipanggil
fancy
maknya
again,
di
and you can just get
besok.
through this A main control. This is the only position that they're pretty most afraid of. Jin just starting
Kejar lagi
himself
kah?
in, but
Tiga
Boom,
push,
they're
tiga
swinging at
push.
this
Yo,
one.
oh,
This is
that blast.
Oh
doesn't matter.
my! Yes, I can.
Nice,
Says
nice, nice.
yes, he
Nice,
will.
tiga,
set
tiga.
up
Nice,
the
3v3,
Boom Esports.
yeah,
They just go for the
3v3,
defaults
okay.
now to at least even up the numbers. 3v3, the flash comes online. Cruz
Wah,
will
3v3.
be spotted out towards
Terus
Dikandangin lagi.
Dihit.
Boom dikandangin anjir ini.
Is there nearby? Trailblazer also
Kandangin,
scouting
Cuk.
another, so it's
Papa.
all up to Fisher here, and that's that moment of weakness that Fancy exploits.
Wah, kan dikandangin, Cok.
Connection and see
Dikandangin,
Slasher
dikandangin.
trying to
Oh,
stand
no.
up against
Tidak,
the
serigalanya
defense,
dikandangin.
but Fancy overwhelmed them one
Dikandangin
final
di spawn,
time.
anjir.
A win for Fancy United,
Dikandangin,
taking away
ente
Boom's map
dah.
pick, and this is the first
Itu
loss
close,
udah
ya,
udah
so
ada
far.
feeling gue itu kalau
Locust
satu
this
mati
year.
udah tuh.
Wow.
Langsung kacau
And
semuanya.
Again,
Balik
Kan satu
lagi
orang
ya.
lihat satu side kan.
it just felt like
Terus satu mati udah.
okay, Boom.
Buyar, buyar.
Again,
Info
they have
score,
the right idea,
11-13.
they're gonna wait a little bit. They have the 5 stack at their own spawn.
Buyar,
They know
anjir.
that it's about to come, and then Jin
Kayaknya
from
menurut
out of
gua
nowhere
masih
double
kurang
kill very
strategi
quickly.
sih, masih kurang kayak comms, Bung. Lu lihat Fancy ya, begitu mereka berhasil satu langsung ngomong, gue udah nih bisa. Terus mereka bunuh yang satu lagi, lu lihat deh round terakhir tadi. Itu kalau misalnya nggak kolaborasi dan kerjasama dan komunikasi mereka jalan itu nggak bakal
Dan
terjadi.
masalahnya map controlnya udah sebesar itu anjir.
Iya
Mau
makanya.
apa, Boom juga kagak bisa kece itu tadi. Ada Viper Speed kan mereka pikirkan, jadi mereka kagak bakal kece. Di B sama A ada orang,
Mm-mm.
makanya nunggu maju musuhnya, tapi kalau mati satu udah bocor.
Ditaunting habis-habisan NA tim sama viewers di Twitch.
Alah, nggak usah di. Gua sih kagak baca live chat udah kalau kayak gitu mah.
Gue kalau nonton pertandingan kayak gini nggak pernah nonton live chat. Gue kayaknya gue kesel nonton bacain live chat. Jadi mendingan gue kayak udah gue nonton pertandingannya.
Iya, gue seringnya kayak gitu juga.
Mm-mm.
Tidak relevan live chatnya soalnya.
Itu bahkan gue kayak ngomong sama, maksudnya kayak Yokai waktu pertama kali ngajakin gue, maksudnya kayak ngajarin gue nonton pertandingan e-sport tuh, dia kayak ngomong udah apa lu tapi matiin aja live chatnya soalnya gak jelas gitu. Terus
Iya,
pas kapan
apalagi
lu
lu
pernah?
apa sih lu mudah ke trigger gitu loh, makanya gue
Iya.
bilang kayak gitu anjir.
Terus habis itu kayak gue pernah tuh waktu itu lupa nggak gue tutup live chatnya gitu kan. Terus gue kayak ngelihat apaan sih ini orang-orang pada coach online.
Lebih jago daripada pro player ya dibilangin.
Iya, padahal kan kayak apa ya gitu loh. Hiburanku jadi kalau orangnya kayak stray gitu mungkin kayak dia nggak seberapa ke trigger ya. Kalau gue kan orangnya demen marah-marah. Yang ada nanti gue malah kesel sendiri gitu. Game sebelah live chatnya bawa agama suku ras di saat pertandingan, itu mah nggak jelas emang. Kalau kayak gitu udahan nggak tahu dah gue. Selamat maghrib. Iya silahkan yang mau itu menjalankan ibadah silahkan. Kai.
Apa?
Gue mau bikin kopi dulu sama ngambil gunting kuku kali. Bye.
Ayo kalian bersama aku. Gitu aja. Kayak dikurungin gitu pak viewer.
Gak jelas anjir, gak jelas. Ih, yokai creepy. Yuk.
Welcome to my world. Apa? Gua Ryoiki Tenkai nih. Ryoiki Tenkai. Tapi serem gini aja. Bacap. Takut. Kayak gue pernah ngapain aja gitu kan. Padahal yang biasa ngapa-ngapain kalian. Yang nge-trigger TO itu kan kalian, bukan saya. Bentar. Gue lagi hunting monster, bentar. Minkai, kenapa coba udah biasa stream ditemenin lu? Hah? Gimana? Kenapa coba udah biasa stream ditemenin lu? Gimana? Itu pertanyaan? Statement? Atau gimana sih? Iya lagi main Hema. Iya, Monster Hunter Now. Lagi jam reset kan? Di tempat gue itu ya aneh. Biasanya kan 3 jam sekali ya keluarnya ya monsternya ya. Di tempat gue tuh 1 jam sekali anjir. Kagak tahu kenapa. 3 jam sekali tuh reset semua. Tapi kalau di sekitar gue tuh 1 jam sekali. Om jangan om, waduh. Agus takut bu. Babi lu ya. Kayak gue ngapa-ngapain aja anjir. Rezeki iya anjir. Makanya gue udah kagak pernah keluar rumah lagi sejak itu anjir. Udah males gue habis itu. Gue udah di 80-an tuh udah males gue keluar. Di HR 80-an. Ibu juga takut Gus. Babi. Main MH Rise gak men? Gue main MH Rise yang pertama, tapi kagak gue lanjutin ke Sunbreak. Gue kurang tertarik konsepnya MH Rise. Gue tetap lebih suka MHW sih. Gue kan nyelesaikannya yang Monster Hunter Iceborne gue. Gue udah dikasih uang jajan lagi nih Min. Wah, berarti Anda bisa sawer.
Hmm.
Pak, aku udah telat sejam. Santai. Boom kalah. Habis ini mapnya split by the way ya. By the way, kalau ini kagak masuk grand final, si Boom gue end stream anjir. Ngapain aku nonton tanpa Boom Esports ya? Yoi, Iceborne seru sih. Iya ya, bagus master rank-nya Iceborne. Walaupun gue belum sampai Fatalis sih, gue tuh terakhir tuh alat Reon aja. Belum sempet sempet sih nyobain Fatalis, cuman ya you know lah, percobaan pertama kayak gimana. Itu logo tim apa? Fancy. Lah fuyu nggak ada langsung gitu viewernya. Alah, bukan kayak karena itu, tapi karena kalau lagi kagak ada gamenya biasanya emang turun kayak gitu. Dek ya. Di situ baru ramai itu kalau lagi in game. By the way, yang belum like, di like dulu ya guys ya. Kalian bisa membantu live stream ini hanya dengan like ya. Gratis. Apakah suara fuyu pelet buat para viewer? Lebih ke arah spesifik viewer ya, nggak semua gue yakin. Main RE nggak main, gue kagak seberapa mainin horror gue. Horror yang gue mainin cuma Little Nightmare kayaknya. Gue kurang suka juga main horror, entah kenapa ya. Kagak ngehook gue gitu. Gue tuh lebih ke arah RPG, fantasi kayak gitu-gitu loh. Assassin's Creed gitu gue masih makan gitu. Horror kayak malas aja gitu. Minkai pernah main game DMC gue main, DMC 5 gue main, DMC 3, DMC 4. Gue 1-2 yang kagak main, 3, 4, 5 gue main. Alasan kenapa kurang kalau horror? Gak tahu, gue emang kagak suka aja. Nah kayak DMC gitu gue masih bisa. Gue nggak tahu sih dia dihitung horor apa enggak ya. Dark fantasi lah ya. Fantasi kayak gitu lah ya, hitungannya masih bisa gue, masih ketelan sama gue. Kayak Devil May Cry. Selera game gue sama Fuyu tuh terbalik lah. Fuyu suka tuh yang horor-horor tuh. Dia suka kayak The Last of Us gitu, BioShock. Terus apa lagi ya? Apa sih namanya tuh yang Fallout dia suka juga. Apa tadi ada suara kucing ya?
Parah. Mendingan gue lock off habis ini. Udah guys, bye.
Parah
bye.
banget. Bisa ngambek.
The Last of Us gak terlalu horor sih, lumayan. Gak terlalu, maksudnya dia bukan kayak specifically genre horor gitu.
Lebih kayak thriller gak sih?
Tapi lumayan gore ya, lumayan berdarah-darah.
Iya.
Udah gitu
Ya,
yang
dan
mekaniknya
itu juga
yang
kan lebih ke psikopat gitu gak sih?
gore.
Psikopat ada apa ceritanya tuh, ada psikopat gak sih? Ada dikit-dikit ya. Ya dark lah, cukup dark lah. I mean yang
lumayan
dia,
dark. I mean it's just sebenarnya kayak it's
ya
bringing
dunia yang fuck
humanity.
up aja udah, dunia fuck up aja udah.
Iya, membawa manusia ke titik yang ekstrim gitu.
Iya,
I mean
gitu
bahkan
aja.
di The Last of Us 2 tuh ada yang menurut gua agak ekstrimnya itu ya, yang mekanik lu tuh mesti nyabut anak panah. Kalau misalnya lu sampai ketancap gitu. Kalau lu nggak cabut itu lu bakal berdarah terus gitu.
Bleeding.
Iya, bakal berkurang terus HP lo. Itu lumayan gore menurut gua. Kalau orang nggak kuat, gua sih biasa sih. Kayak udah cabut.
Gue nggak masalah lihat yang gore, tapi kalau main horror emang kagak selera aja gitu kalau gue. Gore mah udah biasa gue.
Lebih horor melihat rekening di tanggal tua. Waduh, ini sekarang baru tanggal 5. Stray. Jadi
Ya nih, horor tuh ngelihat gaji bulan November kok cuman segini. Gitu ya.
parah banget.
Ih parah, padahal duitnya juga buat Irsen ya.
Ya udah gue diem aja.
Kita duit buat percetakan. Mau pikir
Iya.
dari mana? Ha?
Oh iya, belum gue itu ya. Apa gue transfer sekarang?
Terserah.
Nah, deh, habis ini. Ingetin gue ya.
Bentar, oh udah agent select bentar ya. Gua agak.
Look at this. Immediately that Boom have finally realized that after 2 egregious
Lagi ya,
split
Boom
games that
masih
they played with
mainnya
Gloria on
without
Astra, he's
Sentinel.
back on it.
Sedangkan
I mean, the
Fancy
thing is,
mereka
this is
pakai
such
Sentinel
a
juga waktu
different
kemarin
form
juga
for
mereka
Boom
pakai deh kalau nggak
Esports.
salah.
Yes,
Emang ini sama kok.
Gloria had to adjust the play to Astra, but it was basically the composition that they
Dijabu,
played
dijabu.
for almost half the year. Now that they're going for the Omen
Bukan percetakan, beda lagi.
Having the paranoia rather than having the stars.
Nggak,
for
maksudnya
the setup,
tuh kalau
for the
kita
play, and
misalnya kayak bikin
Gloria
stiker
getting that
kemarin yang
value,
split
but
2
my eyes
challengers.
still always lock
Duitnya
in
kan juga
onto NC Slasher.
dan saweran
He
juga gitu
had
loh.
that immense struggle
Persenannya
to
gue
put his
masukin
life
ke
in
Irsen juga
on
gitu
that
loh,
first
nggak ke
map
gue juga.
compared to his usual performance.
100%.
He only had 9 kills, but this
Main
was the
FNAF
map
nggak,
versus
main
Striker
fuyu nggak.
Fest
Gue
that
nggak
he
suka main game
was
horornya. Gue
online,
tuh
that he
jarang
was
main
finding
game
those
tau
clutch
hitungannya
moments,
sebenarnya.
and if he can do so again,
Kalau misalkan gue
he can
benar-benar
help
spend
this
money on
Boom
that
Esports
game itu
squad tie
benar-benar
up the
karena gue
score and
benar-benar
keep them
interested.
in the running.
Kayak pengen coba main.
100%. But at least you do know that both teams are very much aware of their strengths, are very much aware of their weaknesses here, and that is going to be a big factor in how they're just gonna try to adapt, especially when it is
Game
already
sport
been
gimana
11th
kayak
hour
dulu gue
when,
mainin kayak
Boom Esports are
gak tau gue
here
lebih suka yang
for,
itu loh kayak dulu tuh kayak
Series
NBA
point,
Street.
possibly getting eliminated.
Terus
Again,
yang bola
Fancy
streetnya
United
juga ada
is
kalau nggak
one
salah
step
soccer
closer
atau
to
apa
getting
football street apa
that,
gitu.
that
Oh, gue kira
rematch
PES.
with Oasis in
Enggak, gue
another
malah
best of
kagak
3
suka yang
today.
kayak terlalu
So,
formal gitu loh, yang
many
biasa
things
gitu
happening,
loh,
so many
NBA yang
things
biasa
right
gitu.
now,
Gue suka yang
going into
street
the
street.
heads of
Nah
our
tuh
players,
FIFA
and
Street dulu
again,
gue suka tuh.
I cannot wait to see what happens on Split.
Yeah, Fancy United.
Yokai
though,
sukanya soal shocker,
I feel
betul.
like today is their day.
Yang ada
to
jurusnya,
perform.
bro.
This is a Fancy United that showed so much sharpness near the tail end.
Yang kalau
It's
itu harus
so
freestyle
different
freestyle
from what we
dulu.
saw from yesterday. And I feel
Guys,
like Oasis
empat
Gaming,
lagi like kita
whoever they're expecting
100.
to come out of this
Apa?
lower bracket
Jangan
final,
lupa
they're
nanti
taking
yang
notes, they're
ke
watching
100
right
nanti
now,
dapat
especially
gelas, tapi
Nah,
klaimnya
terusin,
di
scamnya diterusin.
supermarket
Fancy United
masing-masing.
have
Scam
Fancy though is
terus.
the one ahead with a one map advantage.
Kan gue bilang klaimnya di
Fancy's
supermarket
also gonna be starting on
masing-masing.
the attack here.
Bukan
Kalau
di kita.
supermarket
100% agree
ya,
with that one. We'll
apa
see
dia
how
percaya
this
terus
is going
beneran
to be
ke supermarket
priming
terus bilang,
itself.
Mbak,
No
kata
Sentinel
Irsen
for Boom
Senpai,
Esports here. So you know how difficult it
redeem
was
code
for them
gelas di
to
sini.
kind of just scrounge some map
Mampus gak lo?
control and
Kayak
just get
anjing.
pushed out so many times on a heaven. I don't know what Meow has kind of done this past day, this past night, just to alleviate that issue that
Oh.
Boom have been experiencing.
Udah 100
Fancy,
mana gelasnya?
they got a lot
Silakan
more options,
diklaim.
They get a lot more options,
terus
just
ya.
really
Suruh
for the
klaim.
agents that they have. And if they're not careful, or if Boom's not careful, this could really hurt their case here in the first half.
The anti-lurk presence and the lurk
Supermarketku nggak ada
possibility
gelas
from
sama
across
piring,
the
ada
map.
voucher
That's what
Valorant.
Suga
Apakah bisa di-redeem?
provides right
Bisa,
now
tapi
here for
bayar
Fancy
sendiri ya.
United.
Gue belum pernah
But
tuh
they
beli
just went
voucher
for
Valorant
Boom.
di
Not
market-market
only
gitu aja.
putting Moria back in
Ada
that
tahu,
comfort
ada.
zone, not that
Gue pernah
Sentinel
nemu,
facing out
tapi belum
against
pernah gue beli
Fancy.
dari situ
They
aja.
can mirror the Omen
Tapi
fight
mahal
as
nggak
much
sih
as they
tau
would
gue?
want.
Katanya
Gak tau,
bisa.
kayaknya nggak bisa beli yang
Fancy
kayak
so far. Stun though, as you mentioned, into
yang gue
play.
pernah lihat tuh
Official
100.000,
going for the catch.
150.000 gitu.
Absolutely blind.
Info guys, kalau
Harganya
beli
ya.
di Indomaret gitu lebih mahal atau enggak?
Now pushing ahead and moving into Boom territory. The
Pengen
TP all
tahu
the
aja,
way
bukan
down
berarti
from
kita
Ada yang
mau
pernah nggak?
top up
Onto the
ya.
score right now, spotted by
Mahal,
Jin.
men, kena
And
PPN,
Jin
ya udah,
looking
paling
to
bener
win this
in game
map,
aja udah.
ready now to fight as this B site's taken.
They're also injured, but they still
Soalnya
have the
gue
numbers.
juga
Suga
baru
doesn't
tahu
even
ya,
have to commit
ini
to this
bukan
play
game
anymore. The
Valorant
work
sih,
on
game
mid
sebelah.
as he spots out the
Dari
remaining
orang
player for
orang
Boom
kantor
Esports,
kayak
MC Slasher.
cerita banyak yang
One
sebenarnya
flash
lebih
is
prefer
all
top
he
up di
gets
third party
to
gitu
assist
karena
Famous
katanya
in this
pajaknya
retake. If
gede.
he can find the low
Kalau
Gue
misalnya
nggak tahu
ngulang
duitnya,
gitu.
duitnya kalau terparty
Jin,
kemana?
solid. He has an
Ke
angle
ke
here.
ke gamenya nggak?
Comes back into cover, but there's so
Tapi
many.
third party-nya
Still
tuh
have to
udah
deal.
KS
Starts off
sama
strong,
gamenya.
but it's not
Oh kalau
strong
gitu
enough.
nggak masalah.
Fancy United.
Iya.
A stellar pistol to begin with, and something to take note about Jin. In that last game, he
Cengli
still
kalau
did
kayak
his
gitu.
job. He got 7 first kills, but he did
Udah
die
KS dan
6 times in
official.
first stats.
Ya itu
I
yang
feel
gue
like
bilang
now,
kapan
his
hari.
goal is to stay alive even longer, get that confidence, and look what Fancy United's
Kata
finding this
lucu.
early on. As right,
Yep.
2 rifles already out, half armor. It's all about confidence here for Fancy United. The rest on goes to pick up those guns if need be.
100%. So it's going to be the economical buy right now for Fancy, maximizing damage while also having something for the next one in the bonus if they can get this one here. Immediately, look at the triple
Cypher nggak di buff udah ngeselin.
Push out.
Itu tergantung.
B Garage is a little bit compromised, but they
Apa
can't really
supir
get
ya?
anything. No, hold on, Moria finds
Actually
one.
good. Oh, tapi
That's the
jadi
last
2 lawan
two
3 lagi.
players, but they've done some waves.
Never mind, they got
They
A.
pick up some
They got
weapons
A side.
where all the vandals still save here for Fancy. You can't really
Yeah.
tell.
Fancy has the rifles. Cruz and
Okay.
Jin have it right now. And that's why Boom Esports
Kenapa
had a
nggak
good
pakai
chance to play
Cypher
that
dah Boom
garage.
memang
Assess it
strateginya
well.
dari kemarin
I also feel like
mainnya no
Double duelist
sentinel
mono.
dan
As
emang
long as one ways,
metanya
they're so
kayaknya di Face itu juga
dangerous.
lagi no
'Cause he's
sentinel ya
always having
di
the
split,
angle to play
which is
from.
kind of
Like that
surprising
though, coming
actually.
online, and now with
Menurut
Cruz
gua.
falling. This is
Dia kan
Shiro
mainnya
realizing
dua
a rifle
controller.
is available. Suka though with the 3
Dua duelis sama
It's
satu
2
initiator.
versus 1 now. It's low HP here for
Dapat vandal,
Shiro.
tapi
A chance still though to
sangat low
try
dan
and make those
kedengaran
shots
kakinya.
count. Suka's waiting at the wings, ready now to go for the Qualifier. Shiro though showing his hand early on. 2 bullets
Nice.
left. It's not gonna be enough to
Oh,
fight
mau di-save
back.
aja nih kayaknya.
1v1, rifle versus rifle, and Jin knows he can
Ya,
just
ya,
get
ya, ya.
the single
Oh,
bullet
what
to
a
win
timing.
it. He's
What
creeping
a
Apakah?
away, though.
timing.
Moving
Tapi dia
into
masih punya
aiming Shiro.
granat.
This
Yeah,
is
never
gonna be a
mind.
problem because the pain shells are perfectly placed. The initial detonation
ng
enough to
granat.
kill him. And Fancy will get a
Aduh.
second round.
Fuck the granat, man.
Meresahkan granatnya.
Again, economical buy there.
Tapi ya
for
udah lah,
Fancy, so they will
dapat 4
have,
oke lah.
basically all the rifles.
Bang, biar kamera
right now. So they
in-game
weren't
bisa
trying to
kayak
play
gitu
for the
gimana?
bonus,
Aku
they were
coba di
trying to
custom
play
nggak bisa
to
jadi
be able
spektator.
to roll the rounds
Lu
up
harus
against
masuknya
Boom
jangan jadi
here
attacker
in
atau
the
defender,
first
lu jadi
half. It's a
observer.
good idea.
Tapi
Boom,
emang bisa
though,
di
we'll
play
say,
kalau dia jadi observer
it's
doang
level
kayaknya
to
nggak
get
bisa nggak
pushing
sih?
at B main.
Harus ada orang
Bisa.
yang
Has been getting them
jadi
bound
attacker
Iya,
atau defender
harus
kan.
ada orang yang lu
Last couple
expected,
kills
jangan
in these
sendirian
two
nih
rounds.
gimana.
Will they be able to do the same
Jadi
again?
butuh 2
They've
orang
actually brought
anyway.
NC Slasher this time to help out with the flash situation, but it seems like Viper, or excuse me, Fishio, just really putting everything there, so they can't really push through and
Ya, observer tapi nggak bisa gitu ya, lo harus sama temen. Udah party.
The blinds available for NC
Nggak bisa
Slasher.
gitunya
He
tuh
wants
maksud
to
tuh kayak
make a
gimana?
swing from this. Problem is, yes I can. On the other hand, he's
Ghost
ready
mode,
to
ghost mode mungkin ya.
counteract if need be. Boom
Lo kemarin
Esports,
pakai
though,
ghost mode nggak sih? Yang itu?
They have berserks on an elevated
Gue juga
position.
lupa gimana caranya.
Trying to watch
Eh,
for the
ghost mode
closer
deh.
angling for
Observer
NC
tapi di
Slasher,
ghost
but
mode-nya
look at
bisa
Fancy
rasanya.
United. It's a firing
Kayaknya ya,
squad
huh?
waiting for NC Slasher.
Jadi kalau
Does he
misalkan
defeat it?
observer
Too
biasa tuh,
dangerous. Fancy already
What is
pinching
going
the opposition,
on?
and suddenly
What the heck?
they're on their way into B.
kalau observer
Everything is
biasa tuh,
crumble.
oh kameranya nggak bisa
for
geser
Fancy
smooth.
United, what Boom was
Kalau
trying
itu
to
sih,
establish.
Lo lihat,
Kayaknya
smoke-nya pro
emang
player juga
dari-
gitu.
dari-
Coba lihat.
Blows up straight
Fuyu,
into
coba
the
lihat.
base. Famous tries to
Smoke-nya
do
pro
the
player
fake with
juga
the peak,
bolong.
but he's the
Ah,
one.
makanya
actually
tuh
be,
gue nggak suka gue pakai Viper. Soalnya dulu Viper bisa nutup
picked off.
pakai
Gak omen
di atas
tadi.
itu.
I got nothing there. Famous just got
Smoke
caught.
your
hard,
man.
man.
Wasn't that the
Spoke
case
Omen.
for all of
Yeah.
Boom Esports? Fancy United, a stellar
Yeah, bahkan
third
juga
round in a
salah.
row. They're by the
I'm not the
bonus by
only one.
basically giving them such strong
Tapi lu
firepower.
fatal.
And
Bodoh.
effectively, right? Now
Bodoh,
they're
pro
in
player aja
command
bisa kayak
of the
gitu.
pace of the game. They're on
Gak
the
bisa
attacking
ghost
side.
mode,
We've
udah
seen
dinyalain
here
belum cheatnya?
On the Clash of Nations SEA qualifier, there's been a lot of success of split attack.
Harusnya bisa sih
From what
kalau
we
udah
saw
cheat
so
mode
far.
on.
Harusnya
They
bisa,
expect
soalnya
the
kemarin
aggression
gua juga
from Boom
bisa.
to
Kita
come towards
pernah nyoba
garage. They
soalnya.
play it perfectly, and it's Fancy United understanding their opponent more so.
And it's hard for Boom here once that's a thing, because
Gak tau sih,
mentioned
kayaknya
this
salah satu
back,
yang
right, that Boom,
sulit
they're a
tim
team that
Indonesia tuh ya
loves
salah
that
satunya ya
microaggression,
konsistensi
but
sih.
how can you perform that microaggression when every bit of
Perform-
positioning that
konsistensi
you've been trying
performanya.
that you've been trying to kind of put yourself in is just flushed out? It's just cleanly executed by your opponent.
Lihat map
Shots
kali ya.
from Famous.
You
He is
already
just not having any
bought
good days.
a
Whether it's the
judge.
rifle or the judge or
Nande
the
ya.
shotgun, it hasn't
Nande
really
ya.
found that value.
Nande maketa.
It's not really the performance we expect from him, but there's so much time to still recover. Effectivity though, the flash is there. Yes, I can.
Makeru wake nai desho.
Down versus Shiro.
Maji
For
desu
the time
ka?
being, got NC Slasher also caught on. Now at Fancy United holding well
I mean, Famous
towards tower.
hitungannya udah
Moria
lumayan tua
Berserks,
loh untuk
what else
duelist.
can they even do from this point as they're just walking into the
Seingat gua
meat
dia udah
grinder?
23 deh,
They
seingat gua.
expect also Fancy United now.
Bruh,
just to
23 and
transit
it's
towards A.
old
That's
for a
exactly what's happening. And this is
duelist?
a
I think
free fight
so.
to take.
I mean superstar
Crazy.
sekarang
Whatsoever.
18, 19, 20, Jason 20.
And man,
Ingat gua.
how did it come to this?
Monyet
Nih
18.
Jason 20.
Boom is
18
just
atau 19 gitu monyet.
they're looking just absolutely lost. Look at Jin, he's just having fun
10
playing,
seconds.
finding the
98.
perfect spot to plant his spike. Shouldn't even matter right now is There really isn't anything. They have a judge in the hands of Moria.
Famous 98.
But
98 berarti.
actually, no, even Bulldog here.
25 bahkan.
Maybe. Get themselves a little bit closer. Spots out the one. Berserks gets 2. He's only good for those and not even having any access to get into that A site.
And Fancy United, they're really proving that they have a
Dubstep
handle
kemarin
on
aja
this
hitungannya
double
kayak
duelist
duelist paling tua
competition.
itu
Plays with
udah hilang juga
because
bahkan
they
kan
have
sekarang
that
dari
utility
Secret.
advantage with
Tempat
a
jadi
supervision
Sentinel
of
terus sekarang
range,
hilang.
Thanks to Yes I Can. So many times we see him just able to set things up to give that kind of space, and boom, it's just lacking in that staying power. One point you were
harus
making a while
mencari
ago. Without that
anak
Sentinel,
muda
then
baru.
how can you really
Itu
protect
jahat
her
sih.
playing
Yo,
double
misalnya
control?
13-0,
Fancy's
jangan
doing the
begitu
same. Fancy's
dong.
still getting in there, and
Setidaknya
players like NC Slasher, they're not
perlawanan.
able to provide the space that Famous and Berserks wants to play from. And coming down to the duels, it's already in precarious situations. Berserks, yes, he's had a relatively good hand this series.
Apakah BME
But those frags come a
Lilo?
little too late to find an impact, and the timeout necessary for
Lilo
Boom right
siapa?
now.
Duelisnya
So
ARF.
what's the addition here for Boom? Again,
Rising Star
we
kemarin
talk
sih
about
hitungannya
how
itu
the
dia.
Sentinels not having a Sentinel has actually forced Boom here to play a lot more far forward. Again, they want to have that initial contact so they can get that information, they can get the trades, but it hasn't
Naki
been
aja sekalian main. Gue
working.
jarang
So
liat Nakinya
where
soalnya.
do they try to draw the
Gue
line
lebih
here
banyak
from being
liat Lilo
aggressive
anjir.
and just passive enough that they don't really lose that much map control?
BME
A
Yokai
possible
jadi apa
solution
tapi
here
anjir.
maybe is Berserks having
Mana
the
bisa
operator
Yokai
Jadi
jadi
penyeduh
duelis.
apa?
initial
Jadi penyeduh
Duelisnya
teh
ISO
anjir gua.
doang, ISO doang. ISO
Penyeduh
only.
penyeduh
This
teh
is
anjir.
a very fine thing that
mari
they
mas.
have to wire
Habis
themselves
match ya
through
mas,
because
capek
it's a
mas,
risk
teh
that
mas,
they do.
teh anget mas.
That's going to be the ace I taken. Oh, he does get the big burst.
Oh,
Big
kok
operator shot there
bubu.
from Berserks.
The paranoia is
Tegang,
into
Mas.
play. Does
Tak
Fancy
pijitin,
United
Mas.
there push this without Jin? Feels like
Tuh,
the
BME
answer
Yokai kayak gitu tuh
is
nanti.
no. Instead, they play towards
Lebih kayak
Ram
pembantu
Shiro,
ya.
gets them behind the veil of the toxic screen. And as the wall drops, Fancy looking for any opportunity. The jump peak though gets vital intel, and Shiro with the snake bites will keep Fancy United on their
Kayak lu
feet.
pas SMA uang jajan
Fancy
berapa?
now.
Waduh, udah
playing with the
lupa,
ropes,
coy.
Thinking about the pivot towards B if ever.
Udah lupa, saya
But he
SMA udah sangat
realizes
lama.
the factor. Yes, I can find a bit
Mana
of
saya
that
ingat.
space. Boom, but also knowing the intention now of the opposition.
Oke gini deh, dulu pas tuh SMA duit
Famous is
500
waiting at the
lembaran
deals.
masih ada atau enggak?
He's not alone.
Kagak
He
ingat lah
is
gue.
getting at least flushed back little by little.
Kayaknya sudah
Nate as well as Paranoia
sudah ada
being
koin
thrown
kali ya,
here right
lupa
now,
dah.
but Fancy haven't really fully committed to this. They're still waiting for that pinch from Yes I
Turun,
Can
banyak
all the
yang
way to
turun.
B main.
Tapi
Dropping
yang
here,
nge-pick yang di
trying to flush it out. It's
atas.
not working. Shiro's here, but
Kesel banget aja.
Rif itu bisa lah ya, masa enggak, masa
Nah,
iya.
ayo di Viper Pit masih bisa bilang masih bisa.
Even through. Oh, this is terrible. The Viper Pit from Fishio.
Masa
They have
enggak,
an
masa
operator, so they
iya.
don't really want to risk it, and you're already seeing it happen
Anjir,
as they
7
just
juta per
Susah
hari.
sih kalau udah gitu,
Into the
apalagi
site.
Sky-nya udah nggak punya
How did
ulti.
this
Ya kalau Sky-nya nggak ada
transpire?
ulti.
Famous still
Kalau
on the
Sky-nya ada
cold
ulti itu
streak.
masih bisa sih, masih ada harapan. Apalagi mereka pas
the
3
whole
tuh.
time and couldn't make that decision. Fancy United make the decision for him. They get out to the site, they settle the pit, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Since Boom is
kalau
known
gua
to
bilang
have the
tahunnya, ya ketahuan
operator.
dong umur gua.
Such a great rotate again for Fancy United. The mid-rounding has been so clear from them. As soon as they called
Ketahuannya
that off,
tuannya tuh
they
100
went
perak
towards
gambar
heaven.
kapal sama
They
500
played the
monyet
angle
kertas.
to flush out anyone
Itu
holding. They timed it right versus Toxic
Zaman
Stream.
gua
And it was just a clear pathway all the way to B.
pernah megang yang 500 kertas dan itu pun udah jarang banget.
Look at that. They're forced back.
Itu zaman
in
gua
again.
dulu kecil tuh masih rame.
I thought that it should have been the change.
Itu udah
Kocak.
It's fine. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to be a lot more change of pace here for Boom, right? Because they had the operator, they got the initial shot from Berserks. But it's just one part of a two-part plan, and that second part
Anjay,
is supposed to
5.000
be
yen. Apa
famous,
tuh yang
but
5.000 yen?
he hasn't really been connecting anything.
Gila,
Kenapa
sushi
5.000 yen?
2.000 yen,
If we
mana
just look
ada?
at where
Oh,
Famous is at
harganya,
right
harga
now,
sushi.
Iya.
two frags back again on the judge.
Sushi cuma 3
He
potong
wants to get up
2.000
close
yen.
and personal
Ya kan
on
tahunnya 2045 ini
B heaven. And this
ceritanya.
Oh
is
iya.
the third
Oh iya, bener
time
juga.
that
Oh
he's
iya.
gonna
Actually
be
good
put in that
point.
position.
Actually good
Fancy, they
point
just
ya.
decide if the offer's going to be at A main again,
Inflation ya.
Remember,
slowly
I'm
this back,
smarter
and
than
they're
you.
going to do that with Jin, who's not going to find anything.
At some point,
they're going to
yeah.
be securing this A side once again, forcing the post plant from Boom.
Fuck
I
off.
mean, he found something very
Parah.
important. It's
Kagak
called
terima.
space. And now it's Space
I
Mate.
need space.
You need. Whoa! It's not
Whoa.
you. It's me, and it's Fancy who have a good handle of what's coming their way. A beautiful flash though from NC Slasher confirms that their main presence, Boom Esports, need to be wary if they want to retake from that angle. Fancy
Waduh.
now inside the smoke. The flashbacks fly. Here for Famous.
Akhirnya jasnya.
Yes, I can. Here's the showstopper. Murray with the judge too. And Judge Gaming is the call
Penuh
for Boom.
dengan ini ya.
Tucking himself away. Famous gets that kill. It's all
Ngeceknya
right
kurang
now in
ini
a
ya,
1v2
kurang
situation. And Murray
dalam
will be
dikit.
able to confirm that kill.
Dapat.
Boom, go for the
Pecah
full
telur,
send. Believe in the
guys.
judge. And they are the executioners.
Jawabannya
They're
apa?
gonna get around
Judge.
now.
They find it. They
Jawaban
finally
pemecah telurnya
find
adalah
it.
Judge.
And they will be able to convert that finally. After so many rounds taken by Fancy United, Boom Esports get themselves a
Pecah.
rhythm.
Ini apa, best of 3 juga?
Anjir,
Oh,
NC
semuanya best
Slasher
of 3
masa
ya,
belum
ada best of
bunuh
5
anjir.
ya?
Took them a while.
Best of
Also
3
took them
best of 3 aja
so
ini.
much
Semifinal
just
ya?
Nggak ada
to be
best of
able to
5.
flush out
Ah.
Fancy from the corners that they were hiding themselves
Sad.
on. But they make
Kayaknya ya
it
best of 5
work.
itu
That
biasanya kalau
judge from
pertandingannya
Famous finally gets the
semifinalnya cuma
double
1
kill.
hari. Ini kan
Absolutely
dicampur kan.
huge. They saved the operator for
Jadinya
Berserks. Absolutely
BO3 baru
huge.
BO5
And
nanti.
This is where
Okay.
they might find the pushback that they're kind of hoping for.
Kalau enggak
in
kapan
this,
selesainya, anjir?
second map.
Yeah, Fancy
Kalau pertandingannya lebih gede biasanya punya.
Tapi masih ada yang 0, bunuh 0.
Ya,
Sure,
Slasher
Boom Esports
lagi
is gonna
lagi bawa
contest
kali.
them from the rounds, but not
Harus
to
pakai
do
judge juga dia.
And
Harus
stellar
pakai judge,
work
harus
by
pakai judge
Famous
juga.
At the very least, to make that opening.
Pecah
Send that
bandi, waduh.
showstopper. I thought he actually wouldn't get the kill with it, but he found one towards the site. And this can be the rally.
Tapi gue
here for
bukan
Boom.
mau
So,
ngatain Bani ya, cuman
this
karena
forces
yang
Fancy
sebutan
United
dia kayak
a
telur
little bit
itu
different.
pas
They go
gue
for the defaults, pick up the
apa,
spike and head it towards B.
ngevent,
And I'm still watching this lurk.
gue
from
langsung
Suka.
tahu tuh, oh
Does
ini
he
orang
find
bukan
anyone?
Bani.
Berserks is
Anjir,
here.
oh,
Oh, the wide swing. Suka's hurting. Suka's dead. The
Nice.
shorty, even from that range, can confirm
Nice.
that kill. Paranoid's prime. Moria's ready for this push.
Oh,
Judge-nya mana? Judge-nya
Paranoia
mana?
was immediately placed.
Nice.
Where Mori actually
Nice.
takes
Ah,
himself
sayang
into
banget.
the corner.
Oh,
Langsung
ini
langsung
Damage be done.
Oh,
langsung di
actually,
trap, tapi
wait,
Pamos
wait,
dapat
wait.
2 tiba-tiba
Team
granat
Kok
1
Black
Judge
Team
1.
Might have actually
Memang
been
Judge adalah
Bisa.
jawaban di
to pick
split
up
ya
that
guys ya.
orb, 'cause you
Boom Esports butuh
immediately saw
revorsi.
it be thrown as
Kok
soon
bisa
as
gitu shorty-nya?
the-
Saya kan shorty damage-nya nggak di nerf.
picked
Yang
up.
di nerf jumlah pelurunya
That
sama
really
harganya.
messed it up here for Fancy United. Yes, I can.
30 seconds
Up
left.
high, down low.
Where do you
So
go?
many vertical
Boom Esports butuh
opponents.
revorsi.
Too slow.
No way.
Iya,
Yes, that's a
kayaknya.
Judge again.
Maybe.
And yes, I
Maybe.
can. He shall not.
Mungkin hanya revorsi yang bisa
This round's
menyelamatkan
over.
situasi
Fancy
ini.
United
Maybe.
kept at bay again by the judge. They went for
Kayaknya
the
OP-nya kena kaki
push
mungkin ya.
as soon as they
10
lost that
seconds
lurk.
left.
Makanya bisa
which
langsung
prevents any
mati kena
kind of
shorty sejauh
rotation
itu. Lumayan jauh loh itu tadi.
forward. And Boom's ready for it.
Satu kali doang lagi.
A while ago,
Patah
Moria
tulang ya?
rather, spotting out Cruz.
Kakinya
in the
di-tackle
TP,
dulu tuh
getting
sama
away with
peluru
it because of
OP
the
itu.
paranoia. The timing was perfect. Famous also calling a lot of attention with the judge. And the pocket play for Boom Esports. It
Anjay,
keeps them
kayak boy
alive in
band.
this fight.
Absolutely strong right now. For
Berlima
Boom.
gitu.
Retaliating
Tadi.
is a huge thing
Beetle,
for
the Beetle.
them.
Kan tuh ada crossroad
This
ya tuh.
lurk from Suka is not really getting that value anymore,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when Berserks is just mad and angry. He's mangry. Holding that aim,
Damage wallbang itu berkurang kan ya.
to the fullest of his extent. And they're gonna try to do the same thing again. Berserks is waiting at the press.
Moria
Moria
mungkin jadi
mungkin
omen
jadi
player yang paling
omen
rajin pakai
player.
TP.
Where
Dia
does it
licik
go?
orangnya.
Or
Moria
where
tuh licik.
will this lead
Budi.
Fancy?
Tapi Omen kalau misalnya nggak dipakai TP-nya, apakah dia Omen?
Cyber
Enggak,
Cage is
maksudnya
fine.
emang
And
apa,
Berserks,
emang
does he see this coming? Because this is a lot
Emang
of
licik
members of
orangnya.
Fancy United. Suka's the casualty, but Jin with a
Suara lu
trade.
hilang, sumpah.
Hops gone.
Ketinggian
Here
suara
comes
lu.
Fancy United,
Tabrak
but the
dia,
judge is still in
kasihan.
hand for Famous. The snake bite though.
Makanya
keeps him away.
yang menangin
And Jin instead
Bigetron
flies to
kemarin
the
kan
side to
pas di
go
split
after
1 itu
them.
kan gara-gara
Shiro
kelicikan
doing what
Budi
needs
itu.
to be done. Here towards A. And yes, I
Tapi
can.
menurut
Will
gue
be
main
found.
Omen
It's
tuh emang
Boom
harus
Esports
licik.
all
Emang,
across
Kalau
emang.
nggak
the
apa
board,
artinya
as they have
gitu loh.
gotten 3 in a
Teleport
row.
is made
And
for a thing.
Jin did not expect two players to be there on that site. He's like, whoa, where did you come from? And he's not going to be getting that value.
Iya, mic-nya ditelan aja.
Forced his team to follow
Yeah.
up if they could.
Ya yaudah,
They
gue
do
telan
deal with
mikrofon gue.
Berserks.
Nom.
But delayed the push well enough that his teammates tucked themselves in very well-positioned corners. So Boom Esports now figuring things out. It really has to be
Aku nggak cocok main
a
Omen
risk
berarti
to get
karena
that
tidak
initial
licik.
pick
Sebenarnya
against
main
Fancy
smoker
United, but
semuanya
once you
harus
do,
licik sih.
you really slow down the pace for them because it feels like they would love
Tapi
to push
Omen is
as the
another
full,
level of licikness.
full force
Anjay,
before anything
licikness.
else.
Ada tuh
Licik
licik
tuh bahasa
tuh.
Inggrisnya apa
Other
sih?
than that, and
Lupa.
I feel very much
Selfish bukan ya selfish?
very
Bukan,
much-
selfish mah
I think
keras
Megan
kepala.
is the point, not really comfortable.
Anjir, anjir, anjir. Panik, panik, Bang.
Selfish keras
He's gonna get
kepala.
found by Jin. And a beautiful
Emang
clear
bukan?
from Jin knows that he can get away with it if he's close enough.
Guys, guys,
A moment now made by Fancy
Gak usah ikut
United.
keras
They
kepala.
has to go for the disengage. It's gonna be a problem for the racing for him. You also noticed a while ago, Fancy, they held back with Suka just to actually go for the timing swing.
Cunning,
And now
ya betul.
it is gonna work
Cunningness.
out in his favor.
Anjay.
Finding
Oh, udah
Berserk's
keras kepala itu.
mid-transit.
Slice,
Hard
slice,
head.
gak bisa slice.
But
Oh,
Boom
hard head.
Esports looking to pick up the pieces from this point on. Here comes NC
Pala mo
Slash. He
keras.
falls two over onto tower. Should be a save by this point from Shiro and Famous, but still
Extra
one
mungkin
wide
ya.
away.
Lebih
Suka
tepat
looking
buat
for the
smoker.
timing. Misfires.
ya.
Suka falls to the hand of Shiro.
Tapi menurut
shoulder,
gue kalau
but
jadi
Boom
smoker lebih
can
baik kalau
even
misalnya
get
lu licik.
anything
Soalnya
else
ya
from
emang
this.
itu lu
Shiro
mainnya
wants
tuh
to go
pakai
for the
kepala
exit.
sebenarnya bukan
I do
pakai ya
believe
pakai
you
aim
have
juga iya.
Famous
Cuman mostly lu
picking
pakai
up
kepala.
perhaps the
Pokoknya yang
rifle
bisa
left
bikin orang
behind
pas liat
by
main lu,
Berserk.
nasty banget di orang.
Jin already gets three.
Ya males
The
itu
hunt
ya
might be on.
itu makanya
It's
kan
the
gue
Octo
bilang
who
kapan
doesn't get the
yang
shot
gue bilang
still.
kan Cak,
Jin
si
gets four.
monyet
And Fancy
yang jadi
United,
Astra itu loh yang
it's
sampai ace di
another
split
round for
2
them to
kali ya dia
try
bahkan
and
nge-ace
bust the
dalam
back
satu
of
match.
Boom.
Monyet tuh udah mekanik jago.
Itu licik banget gerakannya dia.
Emang bagus movementnya monyet tuh bagus banget
Harus
sumpah.
kayak gitu, harus kayak gitu. Ya.
Duelist movement dia bagus sih.
Ya.
Ini kenapa tiba-tiba hening ini casternya? Bahkan hening satu gamenya bahkan. Oh ada
Iya, kok hening?
suara gamenya ada. Casternya terputus seperti blue screen.
Kasarnya DC.
Oh, excuse me. I was making so many points, but
Yes, it was so enlightening.
yeah. Sorry. Excuse me. I was just saying, lots of
Hilang,
angles.
hilang
Fancy
tadi.
making as much value as they can to catch off one
Apakah
player at a
dimatikan?
time, and when they are able to
itu-
do this, they get the sight,
Gue pikir kelihatan
which is
barrel
absolutely
aja.
perfect there,
Yeah.
here for Fancy.
Well, Boom, they still have money though.
Itu
to buy a
ngibul.
new operator
Kayak
after
dimatiin.
3-round streak. They need to make it
Digigit
count
sama
now.
kucing.
And
Oh
suddenly
my
the cloud
Ya.
drops and Berserk gets
Kena
one. but
satu.
Gak bisa
Yes,
sih
I
ada
see it.
satu
One is
3
all
orang
he
yang
gets
mantek
from
gitu
it.
ya gimana
Fancy
sih?
United
Iya.
Tidak bisa
shut
apa-apa
down
juga ya.
The first target of opportunity.
Look at the spike, though.
Yeah, the spikes there, but
Dibungkam.
look at how wary they are right now.
Justice
of this
for
retake.
caster
Warriors there sticking
ESL.
around onto
Mereka
the corner is
dibungkam,
something
guys.
Boom brings out in a pinch moment. And Fancy now they rally together to try and regroup. It's spotted though by Boom.
Can't really push this one-way smoke now, can
Anjir
they?
itu kalau kena.
Paranoia's been thrown out.
Udah
Lots
sih,
of
unlucky
noise
tuh.
actually being done
Waduh,
here.
Suka dapat
This is
lagi.
the first one that we've seen from
Everyone
Suka get the
hiding.
value already.
Langsung ke
As they
A nggak
spot
sih?
out with this neural theft.
Tipu,
Immediately look at the
tipu.
repositioning. Immediately look at
seconds
where Boom have kind of spread themselves out. And this is
Iya,
perfect.
Sukanya
Now they know
ditanam di
Warriors
situ,
alone by himself
tiganya
once
ke B.
again. They can start pushing up, and he's already used Paranoia.
Wih,
So
Sikutnya.
yeah, there it is. Can try to hold the angle.
dapat nih satu
And
nih.
Slasher has an
Tidak,
operator,
never
which I
mind.
love, but that smoke making it difficult for him to
Anjir.
find a shot.
Yeah, take
Buset,
right there,
line up.
flash two,
Line up-nya
and
banyak
as
bener
you
tuh kayaknya tuh.
mentioned, it's hard to actually make that angle
Sulit,
count.
sulit,
Fancy
sulit.
United
Tikut
with a
kena
3v1
nih.
Itu bahkan
slate
Cypher
now
ada
to
di
work
belakang
with.
Famous
And you
udah ya.
notice there, as soon as the neural theft pop, they made noise to try and fake
Di belakang backside-nya berdua.
Kept it quiet moving into the
Di
garage.
belakangnya ada
While
Cypher di
Famous
Heaven.
is radio silence.
tetempik gini.
He didn't spot out two as of yet. Here comes the swing.
bisa tuh kalau
And
udah
the
tetempik
stack
kayak
is
gitu.
too much.
Sulit.
7-3 now. Fancy United commanding the game.
Lah,
What does
terbungkam
Boom do
lagi.
now?
Kasian
Like-
banget ya.
How do they pressure against Fancy when this team, Jin, Fishio, Suka,
Apa
Cruz,
investasi bodoh? Enggak sih, tadi dapat satu
Entire
sih. Cuman
roster
karena
just-
Dapat.
yang mantek 3 orang,
Again,
trade-nya gampang banget
honed
anjir.
in.
Iya,
See
gimana
Berserk
ya
trying
kok
to get
kayak
a pick.
gitu? Kalau gua
Budinya kan
As he
kan itu off
It's
angle anjir.
Immediately refrag.
Lagi off angle
See
jadinya
Mori trying to
sendirian
assist
Berserknya
him,
ya udah lah
but
ya.
can't assist him
Dia
further
dash
down.
juga
Gimana
udah
kok
habis
kayak gitu?
kayaknya.
Udah
Where
begitu
does it end
sulit
here
udah.
against
Mau
Senpai
ditangkap bolanya coy.
from the rest of Fancy?
Tidak sih Warrior tidak
Or
bilang.
begins for Boom
Okay, nice,
Esports.
nice
Full
dash.
press now.
Nice,
As
kedengeran
Berserk
kakinya.
and the Blades get
Mantap,
the dash
dasar.
get even a third partner.
Satu lagi,
And
yuk,
Fisher
boleh
gets
dijemput
ripped
itu.
up. That's
Vipernya boleh dijemput.
choreography. Fancy
Anjay, pakai
United,
sortie lagi.
they are shaken suddenly
Nah,
by
gitu
Boom's aggression.
dong.
At least a round for Boom to command. That's the call to
Langsung
action.
ditabrak aja, bro.
Trailblazer also spotting Atsuka. And with a
Healing
1v4,
over here.
the regrowth's there too. What else can Suka do by this point? The spike so far away.
Itu yang kayak gitu tuh
really.
kita perlunya tuh.
Tuh,
Yeah,
harusnya
forfeit that,
seperti
but he has
itu.
a
Daya
little-
ledak seperti
They have
itu yang
money.
kita butuhkan
This
dari
is
Boom.
second to the last round.
Kan namanya Boom ya.
Last round of the first
Ledakin
half, so
lah.
he can just
Boom, boom,
roam
boom,
around
boom.
and try to look for
Itu
openings
nadanya
if
bahkan
he
kagak
can.
masuk aja.
Boom, boom,
No,
boom,
you can
boom.
one
Dah,
way
ada yang
that.
benar
Apa?
tuh.
Boom
Warriors
itu di
of
off
Master
angle.
Wonders. Any
True.
kind of partition, any kind of awning he can place a smoke on, he will.
This is why, you know, you have to put him on the omen.
And it's such a rare angle
mau
to play
detek
that he
nih
still
nunggunya nih.
knows
Ya
it's
udah.
a good mastery on the agent sure, but this round is effectively over. I wonder if Boom's actually gonna go for the chase. I feel like they shouldn't, just because their money situation isn't the best right now. And Suka,
Boom sabun cuci.
he'll be
Emang
left
ada
alone,
Boom sabun
Fancy
cuci?
United.
Ada
Overall,
kali ya?
though,
Oh
it's
iya.
already a
Sabun
good
colek nggak sih Boom?
half for
10
Fancy
seconds
United.
left.
They got in 7
Oh
rounds
iya.
yet again
Gak
so
tahu deh
far.
lupa.
Get
Gue udah lama banget nggak pakai sabun
the
colek.
next round, which is
Itu
the
Life
last
Boy,
round of
Bang.
the first half.
Waduh.
And we've seen from
Lang-
Fancy
Life
United,
Boy,
they have
lu
come
pakai
out
buat
of the
nyuci
gate
baju.
strong.
Life Boy,
So
silakan
very
kita
different
punya
from
space iklan di
previous
kiri dan kanan
encounters,
atas.
Even against Bloom, even against Oasis. So it's a good sign for Fancy
Round
moving
in the
forward.
half.
Ada tuh.
Gue taunya apa
Ada
sih
tuh
top?
channel Valorant
Fancy.
mintanya ke sabun
Attack,
aja.
attack,
So much ultimate
Channel Valorant minta
economy
sponsornya
to
ke
just
sabun.
pour into this last
Nggak
round.
apa-apa. Lumayan.
Absolutely
Tapi
menacing.
apa
if you think about it. They
relevansinya?
haven't really
Hai,
utilized
ada
Nanti
pemain
kita-
Valorant.
nanti
Jangan
kita
lupa
bikin
mandi
video.
pakai sabun.
As well as the rolling thunder
Enggak,
from
nanti kita
SIK. I
bikin
don't think
video
we've seen that
gini. Apa namanya?
at all
Anjir,
from
gue nge-wave
this
semua.
entire
Kenapa
first half.
ya?
It didn't
Terus
feel
itu,
like,
habis
it
itu ada
impacted
satu
them to
kayak,
anything. So we're gonna
oh
try to just
soalnya lu bau,
again,
pantesan.
roll
Makanya
their
lu
way
baju
into
lu
a site.
jangan.
B seems to be the first
Yang di deterjen dong.
product here. Look at how far
Insert merek
or
here.
look at how near
Tuh,
Suka
kita
actually
sudah
plays
bikin
from his
proposal
teammate.
ya, jadi
No,
merek
hey,
sabun
they
apapun
really
sudah
just wanna
boleh
commit
ya.
this one. See
Iya,
how it goes.
silahkan
Hubungin.
ditunggu emailnya.
Email
business.irsen.
Fancy here.
business.irsen@gmail.com
Let it,
ditunggu.
Kami tunggu.
Nanti aku reply langsung.
Troubling. Here comes the push.
Goblok, bisa-bisanya proposal di live aja.
Works out.
Oh no, oh nice. 57 not bad, not bad.
Oh, let's go.
Absolutely
Not bad
Let's go.
first half.
They didn't
Let's
even
go.
expect it. They didn't even see where he was.
Switching
Boom
sides.
Esports, they make
Ya
it
nanti kan
5,
gitu.
so
Atau nggak kita
similar
pakai
half,
lagu yang
just
itu
like
yang
that
lu
first
tau gak
game.
sih? Oh lu nggak
You
main
did notice
TikTok
though
sih?
that
Ay, oke
Boom
nggak asik
Esports,
soalnya.
they
Yang
were
main,
so
cuman kan
prepared
FYP gua
for
nggak kayak
Fancy
FYP
going for
lu,
the full
gitu
set.
aja
Yes, I
sih.
did
Nanti kita
talk
pakai
to the
suara yang
Rolling
kayak,
Thunder. You have
"You
some power
kinda
position,
smell
sure. But
like
Fancy couldn't
tobacco."
handle
Kalau itu mah
the
gua juga
sudden
tahu
appearance
meme
of
itu aja udah
Moria.
lama
It
aja.
was a great
Erinnya,
angle and
Terus nanti
Apakah itu
kita
masih
masukin
relevan sekarang
mereknya.
anjir?
I believe we saw the
Masih relevan
Masukin
itu.
merek.
with it, sure, but effectively for Boom Esports right now, those
Nanti-
are some of
nanti
those
pakai
rally
suara
rounds
lu
that
yang
get them
sok-
back into the
sok
game,
bijak
right?
itu.
It's a
Cium
chance
bau,
here to get this
cuci
pistol,
bajumu
tie
dengan
things up.
insert
That
mereknya.
first round in this map is the first time they lost a
Ingat
pistol
bau,
this series.
ingat.
So let's
Masa
see what
gitu
Boom
lagi?
can do.
Enggak, itu udah buat yang kemarin.
Hey, this is the perfect time for Boom to really hone it in, right?
Itu bahkan kayak gue
Prevention.
bahkan
This
nggak
is
nyangka
their chance,
sama mereka
especially
di
with that
approve.
double duelist.
Apa coba?
Finally, Berserks and Famous.
Itu literally
Hand in
kita hard
hand,
selling.
not really separated anymore because of the defensive posture.
Dia namanya juga
So now
endorsan.
finds a little bit of that
Itu ada
contact.
idenya
Paranoid
yokai.
in place. Can't really reposition
Tuh,
against it.
tuh, bagus tuh. Jangan sampai bajumu sebau emu.
And who shoots better? It's going to be Berserks with the classic. That opens it up. 3 versus 4. And the rest of the defenders a little bit too far to start making waves just yet on the site once again.
Boom Esports at least make the pillar take work, and
Aklem,
at this
otaknya
point
udah
on,
otak.
the Trailblazer
Otak endorse
scouting
mintanya.
around, looking for anyone towards Ali. They have given up
Eh,
heaven,
kita
though,
ini
because they wanna
itu
see if
kalau
Moria
endorse
can make
niat
a
loh,
play
kita
from the
bikinin skrip.
rafters. The smoke though
Kita
set.
bikinin skrip,
Loh,
kita
tidak ada
kita
kreator lain yang
free.
bikin skrip seperti
Yes, I
kita.
can start things off though to even up the numbers.
Apa?
Berserks is
Hari
still
Senin
running
harga
away.
naik by the way.
Does he find it? He does actually. Time is
Hari
still
Senin
ticking,
harga
but
naik.
they do have a chance with this one. 3 versus 2. Sheer wrapping around the corner.
Atau nggak
Look at
usah
the catch off
deterjen
here.
juga nggak apa-apa, itu
The
aja
baits
deh,
and
pewangi,
switch.
pewangi.
Iya.
One more. and
Iya, dapat
will
lagi.
be able to
Softener.
make it
Keburu,
happen.
keburu,
What an
keburu.
absolutely
Keburu lah
incredible
itu.
retake here
Keburu,
for
keburu.
Fancy United.
Yang masalahnya kan
That got
fancy
very,
itu.
very close. But it's another pistol
Oh,
to their name.
ya.
Gimana sih lu
Fancy
pihak siapa sih?
said This is
Hah?
where the momentum can
Gua kira
start
itu.
rolling
Lu dukung
over
siapa
Boom
sih?
Esports.
Gua kira
He
itu
was pistol gonna
Boom.
go to the anti-eco, but looking back at that round, yes I can. That was a big win to kick off all the action.
kata
It
lucu
forces
lah
Boom
ya.
to try and go for the crunch towards him, gives the other angles that could have been contested opportunity to move in. And from that point on, Fancy United, at the nick of time, they get to the site, they get to the spike, and they get that win.
Nih Taknya lagi bau sih.
Do
depan.
get that win, and it's very
Kita
much
Kel. Tembakannya lagi bau kayaknya.
Pushes
Tackle
here. Oh,
siapa?
speaking of hot
Aku
pushes,
Slasher.
what a speed!
Itu kan sepertinya opat tackle. Opat tackle, tackle.
As well as the site secured
Sliding
supposedly.
tackle.
There's 3 players
Yes,
right
Ra.
now coming in through the ramps. Moria has an angle. Can he actually get it? And are they aware
Aku
of it?
takut.
Nice
Okay,
nice
that's
one udah itu.
dangerous.
Kena satu, ya kena
Fancy
satu.
United
Nice,
now
dapat
they're
dua.
falling
Kena dua.
bit by
Let's
bit.
go.
It's a problem when you're playing
Winnable
those kind
banget.
of isolated angles when you're facing off against double
Asal
duelists.
jangan
You can
tengil aja ini.
suddenly pick up that speed. And yes, I can.
Tolong jangan
What else can you
tengil,
do now?
bocah,
Phantom Enhanced
tolong.
Cruise is here with a Spectre 2. Sets up the smoke sure, but Fancy. It's such an awkward angle to play from. Yes, I can
Dapat
though.
Berserk kan dia.
Berserks. Chance now to run into the site.
Tengil,
Another
tengil.
one. It's 2v2, but the HP state of Fancy United is at a critical moment. Tap get again. Shiro makes a frenzy
Nice,
count.
nice, nice.
And NC
Nice,
Slasher
nice,
ends it
Thrifty,
on a
nice.
high note. A thrifty steal by Boom Esports. Picks up the guns too to move into this round.
And that paranoia from Moria has been absolutely
Ntar gue mau ngambil minum.
Gak boleh.
brilliant.
Anjir,
I think, for
siapa
the
lu?
past couple of rounds right
Fancy
now. Every
United
paranoia
dari
he
negara
gets,
mana?
it
Vietnam.
hits everybody. And again, of
Thrifty
course,
muncul
when
kalau
he was
apa?
defending,
Kalau
that was a lot
misalkan
more likely, but this time it just allows
ya?
him to get that access so
Gak
early
tahu.
on.
Yokai,
You're
tanya
talking about
Yokai.
how
Nanti ya.
quickly
Nanti gue tanyain
double
Yokai
duelist
12.000.
can shift up that pace, can shift up that speed on the push. If they
Apa?
didn't have such great timing with
Thrifty
the paranoia
apaan?
from Moria, that could have
Kalau
just been
menang dengan
so
loadout
different
lebih
in its outcome.
murah. Kalau senjata lu lebih minimalis dah gitu aja deh.
Esports, they need to make
Tuh,
more
udah
moments
tuh.
like
Kalau
that.
musuhnya full buy,
They
lu
want to try and
menang pakai
even up
senjata
the
minimalis,
standings in the series.
50.
Shiro though punishing Cruz
COD,
early
man.
on. And you gotta love this from Boom.
Mati
They
nih orang.
back away with Shiro.
Mati.
Trying to keep
Nice
the
one,
guns
Shiro.
in their
Actually,
clutch. 5 HP.
actually.
No
Upset
danger.
dong.
Shiro still holds. Still
Apakah Oni
stands
Vandal,
with 3K there.
Oni Bulldog kayak Fuyu bisa kayak
Technically,
gitu?
yeah.
For Fancy United.
Bisa nggak?
Boom.
Hah?
It's just
Bisa
going
nggak
for
Oni
it.
Bulldog lu kayak gitu?
Bisa lah, masa enggak? Malah kemarin gue lebih wangi pakai bulldog dibandingin pakai vandal. Gue sedih banget.
Emang iya.
Yeah, the blast packs are just thrown, the satchels
Iya.
thrown in his face.
Agak-agak nge-throw gini ya. Siapa yang nge-throw?
Shiro. Or excuse me.
Itu
Okay,
tuh
it's okay,
tadi
wait,
soalnya
Shiro.
si
Kan, so
Yokai
you have
bilangnya kan
the
ngambil
last
minum ya.
appearance. Yeah,
Tapi
dia-
sebenarnya tuh dia tadi bilang sama ini
Fish
sama Fancy ya, throw
Show?
dikit dong biar
Is
agak
that what
lama
you
dikit
wanted?
live streamnya
Alah
gitu.
bacot.
Yeah, full.
Bacot. Di paling
Gotta be
paling
careful,
punya
huh?
koneksi
Yeah, be
di
careful.
Vietnam
The
tuh.
Boom Esports,
yeah.
they're also being very careful with how they keep their
Apa
guns.
Selasa jam
Jam
berapa?
berapa?
Jam 7
Jam
kali ya?
berapa, Kai?
Jam 7 kali kan?
Jam 7 benar-benar, oke.
Ya, biasanya kita kan jam segitu. Oh, jam setengah 8.
Oke.
Ya, jam 7-an lah pokoknya lah ya.
bersih.
Ya, kebiasaan lah ya.
That
Tidak
just
kaget.
ended in such a quick transition. Still the money.
Yang
gonna be
benar
able to buy it
nge-throw
again for
atau
Boom here.
nge-throw? Throw
Decide-
bukannya
probably
lempar
should
tuh. Yang
decide
benar
not
yang
to
mana
push
Kai?
like that anymore. As Fancy now have the weaponry to
Gimana ya?
really fend it off. What is kind of at least good about them is they don't really have to worry about just yet on a showstopper coming in.
Gua merasa ada bedanya, cuman gua
Jin Snades though have been
Kayak
a lot
bingung
better
gitu
than
cara
famous
mendeskripsikan
in just how it
bedanya.
reacts and what the time is. So it's gonna be probably a possibility for them. They still want to go for this quadra push here, Dax, all the way up onto mid. But Suka, he's put up his tripwire. We like this though. This could get the catch on Berserk, which it does.
Yes.
Easy for Jin.
mungkin apa kalau nge-throw tuh cuma satu round, kalau nge-throw semua round.
Kalau nge-throw tuh kayak udah di tahap yang ganggu nggak sih?
Iya kali.
Kayak misalnya kayak kemarin Yoru tuh si Z4 Tofu hashtag 0006.
Diingat tuh sampai mati tuh.
Answering back this time. It's gonna be a true boom with a showstopper. But the paranoia keeps him away. The boom
Oh, dia
though,
turun.
Action Cruise. Famous brings
Oh,
up the
dia
damage
turun.
too. And Fancy United.
Salah
they get
pencet tuh,
the
pasti
trade
salah
short, but
pencet
that
aja.
gets very explosive very fast.
Dude, he just had to like basically exchange his life.
Kasihan sih
for
dia
his
mati
own
gara-gara
teammate. Suka's alone on that B side. He does
Apa,
not have
Boombot.
an inkling where the attackers may be. I mean, they saw him last on ropes. Now he's giving away his positioning. That flash is going to put him in such a decrepit
Nice.
state. And he
Nice.
Nice movement.
Nice.
Kakak sebenarnya movement-nya
His
bagus
B-side.
sebenarnya.
Picked up.
Gue suka dia tuh
Not sure.
movement-nya bagus.
Plant and open.
Cuman kadang emang hari-hari bau ya ada tuh.
But there is
Ya, nggak
going to
setiap
be
hari
a
lah bisa.
long rotation that both players from
Gacor.
Fancy will have to try to do.
Iya.
I mean
Get
setidaknya
back
dia
onto
asisnya
this. You can
jalan,
see
dia still do his job lah.
Fishio Still
Yeah.
clearing up ropes here. If
Itu yang nggak dilihat sama player tuh. Yang nggak dilihat sama viewer bocil tuh.
Rolling Thunder spot for him to just rip one out.
Itu kalau bocil kan pasti udah bacotin tuh.
Out Boom to have an extra angle to work with, and from this point on, NC
Kan lagi bau dia.
paranoid.
Bau banget lagi. I feel you, NC Slicer.
But he might not see Shiro here. Rolling Thunder is sent out. Fisho just checking at the last moment, but drops down. His accuracy isn't as precise as he would like. It's 2v1. Yes, I can fight him back, but cannot get the round for Fancy. It's Boom who stall and win it
Pro
out.
player juga manusia, yes, walaupun mereka pro player ya guys.
Iya.
He just had about 2 inches.
Namanya juga lagi bad day juga. Itu by the way, yang bentuknya kayak Among Us. Itu emang kanjinya kayak gitu, tuh bacanya sushi.
Apa itu?
Tadi ada yang bilang kok hurufnya kayak Among Us.
Itu kanji, emang huruf kanji Jepang.
Kanjinya emang kayak gitu.
Itu tulisannya sushi by the way.
Iya, baca sushi.
That's what it looks like to be the most important thing right now here for Boom.
Itu kayaknya kita harus bikin konten kayak gitu ya. Hal yang mungkin Anda lewatkan di Valorant.
Gak penting banget sih sebenarnya.
Emang konten kita gak penting anyway. Kita double
kita
down
harus
aja.
balik sini tuh kah fakta tidak penting Valorant kah?
Ya kita double down aja. 50 fakta tidak penting Valorant.
That Boombot at least gives him a little bit
Fakta
of free
tidak penting
idea
Valorant.
of who might be there.
Bacot.
Yeah, well, it wasn't close at all for the Boombot to get any
Yokai,
intel.
bacot banget.
Away towards heaven. We hear now the dash in courtesy of Berserk. Suga isolates Berserk
No.
from the cyber cages. And while the Seekers do find a bit of value, it's Boom who has to go for the
Jadi Boom atau Fancy, gue sih pengennya Boom. Tapi kan siapa yang tahu kan?
Hero now. There it's Cruz though, who does at
Nice,
least
nice.
try and fight
Nice,
back.
nice, nice.
2v1.
All alone now onto the high ground. Bishop,
Ada gila-gilanya tuh orang diturunin aja
Kakinya.
one way.
hanging by the rope, and
Kakinya.
he is hanged by Boom Esports. 9-9. It's close yet again.
Race tembus
Race
ISO
tembus.
enggak.
Is there still
Pokoknya
any
ISO itu ya,
buyback
damage
here
sekecil
for
apapun, sebesar
Fancy?
apapun,
They
satu
will
kali
be
pecah.
buying Fishio
Udah gitu aja.
with a
Damage sekecil
Vandal,
apapun. Misalnya
interestingly
Nano nih,
enough.
berkali-kali kan
Maybe
itu
just use
gitu kan.
his
Itu cuma satu kali, habis itu sisanya kena.
early, and
Makanya
then
kayak ulti
play
race yang cuma
around
satu
that or
hit
something.
doang.
There
Itu
is
ke
a risk
counter.
buy that Fancy are figuring out. They do have the big
Sebenarnya
ultimate
nanti gue
stacks.
pengen
It's
nyobain
probably
itu
the
sih
reason
di
why
dalam
they wanna
Viper Speed ya nanti.
try to still make something happen.
Apaan tuh?
Ya itu
Oh, Viper
shieldnya
Oh
ISO.
ya, actually ya.
Triple push on mid,
That's a
taking
good
play out of the
one.
book of Boom here, but this can actually work because now they've got the pin.
Okay, Jin
Ini crosshair Talon bukan sih kayaknya, bukan.
ready to prepare for the catch.
Talon aja udah
Ini
ada di itu
menurut
di
gua doang atau
Thailand
yang
dan
udah
nanti
lama
nunggu.
main Valorant. Tapi kalau di stun tuh sekarang lu nembaknya jauh lebih pelan atau emang ada apa sih?
Apanya?
Kalau lu di stun.
Kongkas.
Ya kongkas, sorry. Lu kena kongkas, itu nembaknya kayak jauh lebih pelan dari sebelumnya gitu. Gue tahu jadi pelan, tapi kayak jauh. Sekarang kayak
Iya,
pelan.
cuma
banget.
jadi dia tuh baliknya pelan-pelan gitu loh. Dar. Jadi kayak
Oh gitu.
iya baliknya tuh
Oh,
pelan-pelan.
jadi karena gue nembak di awal-awal, jadi makanya pelan banget ya. Sama ini gue mungkin nembaknya pas udah agak.
Awal-awal tuh paling lu coba nge-tap aja di awal.
Oke.
Walaupun kepala pusing.
Fisho lighting it up with that Vandal of his.
Ya kan gue udah lama main
realizing
Valorant.
the
Kena di kayak
strength
Viper nggak
of
pecah
the
itu bang
force
sialnya.
of
Oke.
Shiro's going through the meat grinder there. That's a lot of HP burn just to try to get a little
Fall
bit of
damage.
control
Oh iya, fall
over
damage.
ramps.
Fall damage ada yang udah nyobain belum?
Falls Cruz gets that kill onto Shiro.
Apakah itu mecahin shield apa enggak?
And that's what he provides.
Makanya skin spike lu worth it nggak dibeli? Worth it aja sih. Kalau lu punya duitnya.
United, the faster these rounds go.
Dan selama itu
the
bukan
better
uang sekolah
they're
lu ya.
gonna look. It's 3v2 for the time being. Famous. He's gonna get
Jangan
a bit of
ditilep ya,
more
guys,
to
uang
reassess
sekolahnya.
From the shadows available here as
Fall damage
Tapi
nggak
emang
pecah
ada
shield ya.
zaman
Oke.
sekarang
Thank
tuh.
you.
to pick up that spike.
Nanti kita tes juga sih pada akhirnya.
They should be able to though.
Tapi
So many
emang
angles that.
zaman sekarang masih ya
Already
kayak
see
kan kalau
Famous
dulu
is
tuh uang sekolah bayarnya tuh kayak itu ya, kayak
checking
dimasukin
as
amplop gitu loh.
There's the TP.
Gue sih pengen nyoba itunya sih. Gue pengen memastikan kalau orknya ISO bisa dihancurin sama musuh.
Now they know. Tripwire
Itu mau gue pastiin nanti.
should get spotted
Orbnya
already.
ISO.
There it is.
Jadi
Famous.
misalnya ada orb di atas kan. Kan kalau ISO yang nembak dapat armor.
It's problematic.
Itu bisa dihancurin bisa ditembak musuh hancur. Gue pengen mastiin itu.
Bisa kata siapa?
Ya makanya mau gue pastiin, gue dengarnya kayak gitu.
Paranoia gets the hit, damage done to my
Kagak
chin.
nyangka dong itu ada Suka di situ.
Is there to catch his own teammate and help him out. 1 HP though for Famous. Showstopper out of reflex.
Masalahnya dia kagak tahu di mana.
No time.
Play this smart. Pain
udah sulit.
our love. Here comes yes I can, and yes he does again. The clutch for Fancy United. It gets critical thanks to Famous, sure, but it's still a Fancy United round.
I will say though, there is a world where Famous.
Apakah kita tidak mau nonton game final?
Top up. Jangan begitu guys, jangan
Especially when he was
begitu.
looking at the general direction of where the breach was, he was guessing if he's gonna rip it out on
Kalau sama
Ali
fuyu
or
basik
on
mana-mana,
Heaven,
iya.
because and he couldn't really wait
Iyalah.
for yes I can anymore. He had to find a position to
Lebih
plant
karat
that spike
kalau lagi
already
ini kan kita
because he himself was
nyantai
still
aja
out
kalau
of
main
the
sama
open.
Fuyu kan biasanya juga nyantai on rated doang kan, makanya juga.
Orang kemarin
Both of
aja ada yang
the raises here starting
soal
to
cewek.
really light it up. Jin has been perfect, and Famous has been picking up a lot of the slack.
Ya,
Well, he's been picking up kills with the judge, sure. Eurotef into play. Yes, I can. The
Begitu
wing with the tripper.
sulit.
And Suka again, elaborate
Apakah
thing
tuh-
here by Fancy United. There's no running in this maze. How can
Apakah-
Boom Esports
apakah?
even find an
apakah
exit?
tuh love?
2v3 suddenly, as immediately the initial skirmish, it goes back into Fancy United favor. It's what we've seen so far in these rounds here.
Does that hurt? I don't know if that's near enough to Suka that he here to pick up the weapon. Anyways, 1 minute, still a lot of time for for Boom Esports to start cooking. Figure out where they want to go. If they try to push up to be Heaven, there still is going to be that tripwire there that's gonna
Jadi
at
menegangkan
least
gini
stop them in their
anjing.
tracks. They
Dan
have to break this first.
dan.
Does
Ada
allow
lagunya
Enggak
kayak
salah
gitu.
harusnya.
the calm before the storm. There it is. If he takes this prematurely, this gives the numbers back for Boom Esports to favor. Now it doesn't spot anybody on B main. That should give them an inkling that this is a double push for both of them. Couple of the
Ini
smokes,
double
and I
edge
do
one
like
sih.
how he activates the Cyper Cage because now they're going to be planting inside of the site. So
Oh my
there's
God,
no
langsung-
other
langsung
position
ketemu
that
kah?
they're going to play
Ditembak nih,
other
tembak.
than inside truly
Di
the
spam.
Viper Pit.
And especially with the camera to confirm that no one's playing towards garage.
Oh, gak nunggu
Suka
temen.
here
Oh, anjir, dia ngeping di
marking
tempat yang
the
benar itu
potential
tadi.
targets. The pings are
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
It down. Counter by Spurs.
Di counter, Kai.
Here from Fishio.
Screen
Trying to
semua
get
gini,
vision
anjir.
for himself as well.
Anjir jelek banget
Suka,
jadinya.
grab bullets. You gotta get the new gun.
Anjir,
Fishio
dapat
though
lagi.
seeks and destroys. Moria is found.
Dun,
Time
dun,
will run out here.
Zero
for the
Fancy
win,
United,
Zero.
It's all left to Shiro to
Zero.
try and go for the hold. The first kill goes his way.
Pingin, nama nggak ada yang ngeping.
Looking on the
Zero.
round. It's a game of
Yeah.
hide and seek, and Fisho's the one who's able to find out where their opponents are. 12-9 series point here for Fancy United.
That was incredibly smart for Fancy there. I love how Suka
Ente dah.
just immediately again forced the Viper Pit
Wah, masih ada
inside
timeout.
of the site itself,
Masih ada timeout.
where it doesn't really get the
Masih
full
bisa di
value. You could've maybe
timeout.
placed it on default on the positioning for B main, where you could play around corners a lot more. But because it was dead smack in the center of that site, it
Ada yang
made it
belum
much
like
more
dulu ya
difficult
guys
for
ya,
them, I think, to-
mumpung time out guys.
to hide
Dulu,
themselves
guys.
more efficiently inside of it,
Iya.
especially in the 3 versus 2.
Nanti-
So I will say, Suka,
Shut up.
absolutely
Shut up.
high IQ
Lu mau ngomong
God
apa,
tier
anjing?
read for him.
Kagak apa
Panik
Hasn't
bisa
that
jadi
been
lautan
the case
lautan
so
mau
far?
racun.
ngomong pecah piring apa lagi ya?
The second half, the reads to find Boom early on. Suka, yes, you mentioned him. The early tripwires being such a bother. The setup was exceptional towards the B side, especially. But you still always have to go to what Yes I Can do to set
Biasakan
things
nonton
up,
Boom
to
sampai
allow that
habis
pressure to
tuh.
happen, to allow players like Chin to
Ini
swing
sampai
off
habis
it.
kok kita.
Jangan
And
bubar
Boom have
dulu
been
guys, jangan
caught
bubar
out
dulu
multiple
sampai
times
habis.
in terms of the entry. It's a pretty simple approach for Boom. Go for the hard hit, but it's always softened by the Fancy United Stonewall. And it's been the problem in the past
Di
3
map satu
rounds,
sampai habis
especially
kalah kok.
Fancy United. We've seen this rally of rounds give them that first map. Is it gonna be the same now?
There's so
Justru
many
kalian
things,
jangan
man.
bubar
So many
sekarang
things
kalau kalian
right now.
benar-benar fans Boom nih.
trying to
Kalau
clear
buat
up mid
kalian
by
emang
using
fans
the
Boom.
native
Justru di
ball
saat-saat
things very
seperti
closely
ini,
enough.
Mereka membutuhkan
Granted, of course, somebody
kalian.
could have just stuck themselves in the corner.
Jangan
in that
pas
box.
menang doang baru
Mereka
itu
butuh-
ciring-ciring bersama.
Zuko's already
Apa?
waiting for it. The jump
Apa?
up from Berserk
Main
could be
karakter,
good.
main
It was just
karakter.
isolated fight against
Semangat main
Suka.
karakter,
Oh, no,
kekuatan
Suka
persahabatan.
still comes up
GG,
on
tapi.
top, and they are falling down bit
Masih bisa,
by
masih bisa.
bit.
2v2.
2 versus 2. The pinch comes in. Spike has been dropped. They just have to win the firefights. And they might be
Itu
able to
dia
get a
tahu
catch
satu
into
posisi,
things.
Titinya yang bahaya.
Shiro as well as
Udah tahu juga, udah tahu juga. Titi.
Separated
Nice,
from each other.
nice.
Famous is gonna come
Nice,
up big,
Vamos.
which he does.
Oh.
4K for Famous.
See?
And he keeps
Power
the
of
dream here
friendship.
alive for Boom.
Nih,
Main
The stars
karakter.
nih
align.
kalian
It's a
justru
red
di saat
carpet
seperti ini
treatment
mereka
by
butuh dukungan
Famous.
kalian.
That was such a strong
Bukannya
round
malah
from him.
ditinggalkan
It's
ya.
been a recovery
Gimana
game
kalian
here
ini
on
jadi
Split,
fans?
but this time
Karambit sekali.
it's finally the Famous
Omelin,
that
Kai.
everyone
Karambit
expects.
sekali kalian punya
He
mental.
has had struggles all throughout the series, using things like the judge to get him back into the crew. But when
Aku
the going
bocil
gets
lagi, Min.
tough,
Hala,
when
kalau kalian
Boom
juga
are
lu
at the
bacotin
brink
kan,
of
anjing.
elimination, Famous provides.
Bocil-
And it got
bocil
very
ngomongnya.
scary because
Kai,
as
lu
you
jangan
mentioned,
terlalu
the
jujur, nanti
Suka
lu hilang.
setup
Oh iya, sorry,
already
aku
gets
jujur
an
banget
ag
nih.
onto one playing on the default. He prioritizes Berserks first, and that
Curiga
could have
pakai
been
jersey
the
putih
beginning
masih
and
ada
the
ya
boom,
teori
but a
kayak gitu.
hero emerges to keep them alive.
Tapi tadi gua
Fancy
ngeliat-
now on an eco.
Gue lihat di IG story-nya ya sih mereka pakai warna putih hari ini.
Every round that they can.
Wah, kurang
Put
tahu ya
Fancy
saya
United
tidak
on the disadvantage.
ikut-ikut
Tadi
dress
barusan
code-nya.
gue lihat di IG story.
It gives them a more possible state here. But to be fair as well, even with Fancy being on this kind of buys, this is, at least for the entire of the series, hasn't been looked like to have been a real disadvantage state for them. They
Ulti Omen kan bisa di
somehow managed
counter
to make
kalau Spike
things
dikerubungin
work and
agent.
still
Kok
having
nggak
yes, I
dipakai
can
ya? Nggak
with
boleh
that
kayak di
rolling
kompetisi
thunder.
macam gini boleh kok. Orang gue
Provides
menang
a
lihat
little bit
kayak
I mean,
kita
it's a
pernah lihat
half-life.
kan
Tapi
di
masalahnya
VCT kayak
kadang-kadang
gitu.
tuh dimanfaatin sama musuh.
Jadi pas dikerubungin kayak gitu kan mereka terlalu fokus nih ngerubungin. Terus malah mati bertiga.
Ada kejadiannya kok itu.
Ada kejadian kayak gitu ya betul ada. Gue pernah lihat. Kita pernah lihat.
Jadi mending dia kasih plan-nya, terus barengan retake-nya.
Iya, mendingan gitu.
Many members waiting for him. Berserks, though, the
my
timing
God,
works
the
out in favor of
timing
Suka.
so
This
bad.
is huge. Fancy United now gets the second.
Gua
The Neural
speechless.
Theft also giving the
Gua
intel,
nggak
and they
sanggup.
know exactly where Boom's headed.
Two people are ready dead in trip.
Let's
Tila.
rush right in here, but Jin's so prepared for it. Suka's right.
Bom kalau kamu masih ada match lagi
Goes
kah?
around the
Enggak.
corner, finds
Ini
Jin. They
semifinal
still don't
udah.
have access to
Oh
the
my
side, and he's
god,
opened things
oh
up
my
for
god,
Suka.
GG.
Ya.
Suka, how does he do
GG.
this?
Suka!
GG.
Superstar! What a shot and what a win!
Ende.
Fancy
Gila,
United!
di trip T loh.
They're moving to the grand finals. They take down
Damn.
Boom Esports
And
yet
stream deh.
again. And this time they eliminate
Ya
Ente, Bum,
udah
ente,
deh.
Bum.
13 to
Ente,
Masih
Bum.
banyak PR ya, masih banyak PR ya.
2-0. Suka is just unbelievable. That's all you gotta say about that.
He rose up to the occasion, man. We were talking so much about Jin. We were hyping up Fishio.
And
for the
stream
past
ya, iyalah,
couple
mau
of days
ngapain
now,
lagi, anjir?
But it's Suka's time.
Kita kan
to
nonton
shine.
kalau ada boomnya
Doesn't
aja.
need actually, he has
Iya.
been lurking so much, and he gets more than that.
Lanjut kompe nggak,
Right?
Min?
How much more do you
Nggak tahu,
want
kayaknya
from
lu juga
Suka?
capek
Because
kan?
he delivers
Yeah,
time
I
and
mean,
time
yeah.
again here for Fancy United. What
Admin Puyo
a
belum istirahat, dia habis
ecstatic
kondangan.
play coming from the man himself.
Capek.
And with that one,
Jadi kayaknya habis ini kagak ada kompe dulu guys sampai Senin.
Kok
Bahkan
nggak
Senin
ada
pun mungkin gue juga kagak live juga. Jadi Selasa Apex di Yokai, baru mungkin Rabunya di Senpai, mungkin gitu. Nanti.
Gila anjir di chatnya. Udah mendingan jangan lihat chat ya. Jangan pernah lihat chat. Gak jelas emang orang.
Chat apa? Chat di ESL ya.
Dia
Ah udah, kalau di sana mah emang barbar. Makanya mungkin lebih banyak orang suka di sini nonton karena chat kita tidak barbar ya guys ya. Ya. Kita keep seperti ini ya komunitinya ya. Soalnya kalau yang barbar langsung kita injak-injak biasanya.
Iya.
Kita barbarin balik kalau di sini bisa soalnya.
Gua sih kayaknya gue kayak jauh lebih itu apa ketat dibandingkan Yokai, ya nggak sih?
Iya ya. Amin Puyo lebih ketat ya.
Gue sangat idealis soalnya.
Kalau gua kadang-kadang masih bisa longgar.
Palangkaraya hadir bang, buset, wow.
Udah selesai nih by the way. Live Apexnya di channel mana? Di channel admin Yokai, coba cari aja admin Yokai gitu. Apa @admin Yokai tambah di spasi tuh langsung tuh. Biasanya langsung dapat di YouTube. Selasa nanti ya. Mau nyoba
Selasa ya
Apex Legends.
guys, bukan Senin. Jadi besok jangan tiba-tiba udah pantengin
Senin kita
channel
istirahat
yokai.
dulu. Soalnya minggu ini kayak WP terus kan gua. Sudah WP, gua
Iya.
grinding ISO kan minggu ini. Jadi biarkan gua beristirahat dulu hari Senin ya. Itu pun kan kita masih harus bikin konten lagi. Jadi istirahat dulu Senin. Selasa baru Apex.
Oke.
Kalau Min nggak main Valorant, nah, hari ini udahan dulu. Tadi pagi gua udah main. Abin Fuyu juga mau istirahat. Ente boom. Sebenarnya sih salahnya tuh di map 1 gak sih sebenarnya?
Harusnya map 1 bisa menang tuh.
Iya, harusnya dapatnya di map 1.
Iya.
Ente ya di map 1.
Semangat admin yokai dan admin fuyu, thank you.
Nanti lu kalau mau apa, kalau dapat emoji lagi mau apa tuh?
Gua ya.
Abis ini kan giliran itu lu, gua kan tanaman tuh.
Gak tahu, nanti mikir dulu deh. Kan belum kan?
Gua kayaknya 35 lagi deh, lupa gua.
Masih 35 lagi. Yuk, udah bubar dulu.
Ya udah, silakan closing.
Oke, terima kasih semuanya sudah bergabung nonton pertandingan Boom versus Fancy United Esports hari ini bersama kita.
Kalau diganti
Thank you
AI
udah
juga
like.
bisa nih ngomongnya kayak gini aja.
Thank you yang udah like, yang udah nyawer, yang udah join member. Emang ada nggak?
Hah? Nggak ada sih kayaknya.
Nggak ada, oke. Ya udah yang udah like, thank you banget. See you next time in the next live ya. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.